Good afternoon. Welcome to the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I'm with you for a couple hours today. I hope everybody's having a good day. I've been having a decent day. I've been having a decent day. Um, again, just my full-time job now is looking for a full-time job. So yeah, I've been having a decent day. But I got some stuff that I'm working on, in the print studio back over there in Cincinnati. I could point you to the exact building that the studio is in, but I don't need people all up in front of my building camped out for shirts. But no, I've had a pretty decent day today. I hope everybody's having a good day. Um, I'm gonna get to the hellos, but and of course, I had no intention on talking about this today. No, no intention. But then, of course, I'm listening to Wyatt Live. Some of y'all don't know what that is. Some of y'all know what it is, and y'all don't listen to it. I still think you should listen to it. But people like what they like. And Kevin Farmer called in, and I want to talk a little bit about that. Kevin Farmer actually called into the Lincoln Ware show as well. He didn't get on. I kind of want to talk about that too. But yeah, we got to discuss it. We got to discuss it. And I know some of y'all thinking, why? Why do we have to discuss that? Trust me, we got to discuss it. It's a few things that, I have to say something about it. And then we can let it go and we can move on. I was told that the government shutdown is going to be over next week. Linky said that on his show. He guaranteed it. Guarantee. It ain't gonna go on for no 2 weeks. And you know how good his guarantees are. So I want to talk a little bit about that and a few other little things that I want to discuss. Of course, Wyatt is still on. So I know some people are still over there checking out Wyatt. But we move on anyway. And let me get to the most important part of the show. Saying hello to people. Nick Brown, first out the gate, says greetings. Checking in from beautiful Blue Ash. Greetings, Nick Brown. Greetings. Hold on, I got to move this over so that I can see it over here. Greetings. Alonzo Clark, say, what up, E-Man? Checking in from Factory 52. Okay. All right. Well, thank you for checking in. And I think Factory 52, that's over there in, I want to say, like Oakley, the Oakley area. I was over there for something. I don't remember what, if it's the same spot. But thank you for checking out the show. Shannon C. says, hey, King. Hey, Shannon. I hope everything's going good with you. I appreciate you checking us out. Good afternoon. Sierra Brooks says she is checking in from Wyatt Live. And ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I don't hate on none of the shows. I hate on some of the hosts. But it's not a real hate. It's, just hate. It's a difference. Sierra, thank you for checking out the show. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. And rounding out the top 5, my favorite, Janice Robertson. Good afternoon. She says hello. Hello to you. Good afternoon. I appreciate you checking us out. We're going to get to it. I'm going to try to get through these hellos fast so we can get to it. But I'm sorry, y'all. This is my favorite part of the show. This is where I feel like I connect with everybody. James out there in Vancouver says Vancouver's in the house. Good afternoon. He's going by Bengals here, but it's James. Good afternoon. Got DeAndre Crosby in the house. Good afternoon, DeAndre. Thank you for checking us out. Mary Birch Lavender. She says, howdy, E. Howdy, Mary. She's representing White Oak. Good afternoon. Nat Turner, representing Walnut Hills. Good afternoon, Nat. Good afternoon. And Andrea Bustle in the house says, happy hump day. And good afternoon from Gulf Manor. All right. Good afternoon from Gulf Manor. I remember walking around Gulf Manor, spending time in Gulf Manor, going down playing basketball it's at the, I'm going to say the city building, down there where where it is, from Gulf Manor, across from the park. I enjoyed those days when I lived out there. Thank you for checking out the show. Sierra says you didn't read my PSA to Twin. We gonna get to it. Fame, aka Edsel. Man, look, we gotta set a date just to meet up, just for me to look at your ID, so Edsel can stop being funny to me. Because if it's actually your real name, there's nothing funny about that. I just don't believe you. I just don't believe you. And so if I can see it, then it won't be funny to me because it'll be real. But until then, I think you made that up. But thank you for checking out the show. Thank you for checking out the show. He's representing Gross, Beezy, and Beavis. All right. Pamela Kinney representing North Avondale. Good afternoon, Pamela Kinney. Thank you for checking out the show. I appreciate you. Candy D in the house. Candy D says, good afternoon. Candy's representing Coleraine Township. Hold on, is your real name Candy? Is your real name Candy? I knew a girl. She was a girl when I knew her. She's a grown lady now. I knew a girl that we called Candy, and I think that might have actually been her real name. I went to school with her. But that's the only actual Candy that I think is her real name. Is it like Candace and you just call yourself Candy? Or did your mama and daddy name you Candy? Not that there's anything wrong with it. It's like there's nothing wrong with being named Edsel. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm just curious. Let's see. She says, no, it's Carla. Okay. I like Candy. Candy D. It's got a ring to it, so I like it. Just curious. Let me see. Derek Woods. Good afternoon, Derek Woods. Good afternoon. Appreciate you checking out the show. Now you want to check IDs like Lincoln wanting to check. I don't know who that is. No, I just, there's only one ID because I just don't believe him. Derek says, my mother-in-law name is Candy. Her real name is Candy. How old is your mother-in-law? Because a lady, an older lady named Candy, she might have been on that pole for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. Like, do she look like back in the day she was on the pole? Or does she look like her mom and daddy just named her Candy because they thought that was cute? But Candy, Diamond, stuff like that. Especially if they older. Let me see. Jacqueline Carter, good afternoon. Representing Evanston, good to see you. Fame says, this is my name. I'm named after yeah, I know what you said. You told the story. I just don't believe you. And I would love to know for sure. I'm not saying you're not telling the truth. See, a lot of people get that confused. Just because someone doesn't believe you doesn't mean they're calling you a liar. It just means they refuse to just take your word for it. They're acknowledging you could very well be telling the truth. But I can't take your word for it. So yeah, I'm not saying you lie. I'm just saying I don't believe you. It is a difference. Dina Johnson, an angel in Walnut Hills. Thank you for checking out the show. Derek Wood say, yes, sir, 66. Are you saying, yes, sir, she used to be on that pole? Or are you saying, yes, sir, that's her real name and she's 66? Which then leads me to believe 40 years ago, 45 years ago, she was on that pole. But I could be wrong. Are Jerica and Tanika here? I haven't seen them. Casey Brown, good afternoon. Representing Pine Bluff, Arkansas. Says, I love the show. Well, thank you. I'm glad you do. And I love having you here. I do. Thank you for checking us out. You should call in every once in a while. Terry Anderson, good afternoon. Representing downtown. Good afternoon. Um, Jerica, Jerica Vaughn. She says, "Hola, me familiar. Hola to you too. Appreciate you checking us out." And Darnell Hunter says, "Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Darnell Hunter. Good to see you. Thank you for checking out the show." Looks like Wyatt is wrapping up. He wiping the sweat off his brow and his mouth. So it looks like his show is over. So welcome to all of the people who were checking out Wyatt Live. Speaking of Wyatt Live, you know Kevin Farmer? Kevin Farmer, that guy. Can I tell you a quick story? I might have told y'all this already. Quick story about Kevin Farmer and my wife. Down the street from our house is one of his big signs, and I'm shocked that it's still there. If I had a Kevin Farmer sign in my yard, I'd have took it out by now. But, you know, maybe they don't know. But the first time we drove by, me and Mrs. Livingston together, she looked at it and she said, "Do you know, Kevin?" And I was like, "No, do you?" And she was like, "No, I don't know Kevin." She said, "Yeah." I said, "I don't know him, but I know of him. I seen him speak once, and yeah, something wrong with him." She said, "Why you say that?" I said, "I don't know. I can't really put my finger on it." I think I told y'all this story before. So I don't know if he one of them kind of sellout type of cats, or I didn't say cats because I don't say that. One of them sellout type of guys, or what? There's something wrong with him. There's something wrong with him. I can't support that guy. And, she didn't understand why. What are you saying? Whatever. And when all of this happened and everything, and we were talking about it not too long ago, and she was like, "You said you thought something was wrong with him." I was like, yes. Yes. My instincts typically serve me well. They typically serve me well. So, yeah, I kind of always thought it was something wrong with him. I couldn't put my finger on it. I mean, even now, I can't say that, I can put my finger on it. I'm not a psychiatrist, psychologist, or, mental health professional. I'm one of them people who just, like I said, when we was kids, we didn't know nothing about homosexuality, any of that kind of stuff. But we could look at a guy and be like, he flicked it. He flicked it. And, we didn't know. And then you turn out later, he was gay. It's just one of them things that you have it or you don't. And sometimes you can just look at somebody, you can hear them, and they can sound like they not saying anything that's exceptionally out there. But you listen to them and you like, something off about that guy. Like, what did he say? He didn't say nothing. He said hello. Have a wonderful day. But it's something off about that guy. That's a skill. I think women have that skill. They don't use it much, I think, when they're physically attracted to a guy. Which is, why I didn't know he was that kind of guy. Because you're not using that skill. If you wasn't physically attracted to him or, whatever, like, "Oh, he got a lot of money," then you would be like, "Oh, there's something off about that guy." No, I won't go on no date with you, but a lot of times, sometimes, I guess I should say, maybe not a lot, but sometimes, women, because I think we all have it, but, we all dismiss it when it's convenient. So it's not just women, men do it too. Men do it too. I've been guilty of it. So, yeah, I was like, I ain't heard him talking, and something ain't right. Something ain't right about that guy. But I couldn't put my finger on it. And, he called in Wyatt today. Well, first, he called in Lincoln Ware Show earlier today, which was hilarious to me because Lincoln wanted to take his call so bad. Oh, he wanted to take his call. He was ready to make an exception. And he would have, if it wasn't for Jerica meddling ass. He would have took the call. But then Jerica starts saying stuff like, "Oh, the rules don't apply now." And then he had to think about it. And then, she sucked me. Oh, she didn't. Not. She pulled me into it as well, talking about, you know, oh, he can change the rules for this person, then he should be able to change the rules for that person and all of that kind of stuff. So, yeah, Lincoln wanted to take his call so bad, but then Jerica's meddling self changed his mind and he didn't take the call. And I'm glad he didn't. Because, and I'm going to say this as clearly as I can. Because y'all know me. I believe in giving people credit when credit is due. I thought Wyatt did a great job with that call. And I'm glad Lincoln didn't take the call. Because y'all know Lincoln. Lincoln would have made a joke out of it. Been laughing about it. Wouldn't have, nothing would have really come of it. It would have been funny. We'd have had some funny stuff to say. But no anything of any substance would have come out of it. It'd have been all nonsense and histrionic. Tell me what happened. Why did you do that? That wouldn't have helped anybody. So I'm glad that he decided not to take the call. But I thought Wyatt handled the call well. Except for when he was trying to make him confess. Other than Wyatt trying to make that brother confess that he made it up, I thought Wyatt handled that call really, really well. I thought he had him a few times. He had him. He did. He had him pinned down. He had him pinned down in the corner. And so did it not happen? He just did, he wiggled his way out of the answer and all of that kind of stuff. But short of even that, I didn't think that was bad. But no, I thought Wyatt did a great job handling that call. It was the right amount, in my opinion, the right amount of sensitivity, the right amount of honesty, the right amount of interrogation. Interrogation is a little harsh. The right amount of interviewing to understand the information and the facts and all of that kind of stuff. He didn't let him wander away because he tried to wander away. Well, he didn't try to. I don't know that and I'm going to kind of get to this. I don't know that he was intentionally trying to wander away from things. I think, and again, I'm not a mental health professional, so I don't know a whole lot about bipolar disorder or whatever. In my mind, though, it's probably easy for a person with bipolar disorder to, as I like to say, get caught up and carried away by the example of a thing, as opposed to understanding, what an analogy is. I ran into that a little bit yesterday, and somebody else might be slightly bipolar. But that's not important. That's not important. But I could see, at least in my mind, somebody with bipolar disorder could easily get carried away with the example, and then you got to bring them back. Like, yo, we're not talking about the NFL. We're not talking about how the Bengals play. I know I use that as an example, but that's not the conversation that we have in here. Bring it back. Bring it back. So I thought he did a great job with the interview. And I'll tell you what I walked away with from that entire interview. Probably the same thing everybody else walked away with. For those of you who didn't hear the interview, Kevin Farmer called in and basically said that, he checked himself into, was it UC or whatever? He checked himself in, and now, because I think he said now he's at Christ, but he says that now they're holding him against his will. He don't want to stay there, but they've diagnosed him. I guess it's by having bipolar disorder, and maybe schizophrenia. Did he say schizophrenia as well? And they're prescribing him medication to help him with that issue. He don't want to take the medication, and he want to leave. And they discussed the whole situation with him and Rosemary a little bit, and his take on it is very confusing. Very confusing. But I think the majority of people who listened to it walked away confused about a whole lot of stuff, but resolute about the fact that that man needs some serious mental help. He's in a place where he needs help, and what he needs to do is take them damn pills, bro. However, the medicine, take that medicine. Yeah, but it might make my hair fall out. I'd rather you be a bald, sane guy with your bipolar and schizophrenia under control than having locks and all that kind of stuff and be crazy as a Betsy bug. I don't even know what a Betsy bug is. It's something that old people used to say. And it just seemed to fit him. I think we kind of all walked away thinking, take them pills, bro. And I even said, and I know somebody thought I was trying to be funny, but the more he talked, to some degree, it felt like arguing with different personalities. Because he would say things that was the exact opposite of other things that he's already said. Like, was there ever a gun? This ain't one of the things that was against the other things he said, but was there ever a gun? And it's like, I don't know. Wait, but you called and reported that it was a gun. So how do you not know if it's a gun? Well, I shouldn't have called. Okay, so did you tell the truth? I don't know if I told the truth, but the police shouldn't have arrested her. But you said she had a gun. And that she threatened you, brandished a gun. The police didn't see no gun, so why did they arrest her? And Wyatt's calmness, because somebody said he gonna call your show. He called Lincoln, he called Wyatt. He not gonna call me. Because I would say simple stuff like, you know what I'm saying, I'm Wyatt, like, you called and said she had a gun. Yeah, but the police came and they shouldn't have arrested her. Well, was there an actual gun? I don't know. Then why'd you call the police and say it was a gun? Well, but they came and they didn't have to arrest her. So, nigga, was it a gun or not? Fuck you talking about? The police fault. Who made the call to the police? I made the call. Cause I felt like I was threatened. What were you threatened by? Well, I don't know. And that sounds to me like maybe one personality saw a gun. I'm oversimplifying it. Like, did a personality see a gun, but then another personality stepped in to take over to protect you from a perceived threat and said it ain't no, or no, that personality probably stepped in and said, call the police. But then another personality stepped in later on and was like, oh, I feel so bad that you called the police. Personality number 2. So moving forward, there was no gun. Like, was it a gun? No, it wasn't no gun. You know, like, you are debating with yourself over whether or not this thing happened, and you talking about you don't think you need no medicine? And I said, because I remember we had a dog. He ain't no dog. He ain't no animal. Emanuel, he ain't no animal. The more this brother talked, I'll just tell you what I thought for a moment. The more I heard this brother talk, I thought back to when we had a dog. And that dog needed some medicine. You know, if you know something, dogs don't like to take medicine. And they tell you, put it in their food. But sometimes the dogs are smart and they take the food and they eat the food, they eat around the medicine and leave the medicine. And then you get to a point where you got to hold the dog down. And they give you like a straw, and you got to blow that medicine down the dog's throat and close his mouth and his nose real quick. So make him swallow it. They don't like that, but you got heartworms. You're going to die if you don't take this medicine. There you go. Now you can go play. The more he talked, the more I was like, somebody just go hold that nigga down. Give me a straw. Hold his mouth. Hold his nose. Swallow. Swallow. Swallow it. All right. Now you can go play. Now you can go play. Because he clearly needs something. I can't say with 100% certainty that the medicine that they're prescribing is going to be helpful to him, but he needs something. I just need somebody to talk to. No, you don't. You got like 5 or 6 people having conversations in there. You don't need another person to talk to. I think the doctor is probably right. You need some medicine. You need some medicine. Try the medicine. Just try it for a minute. Give it, I don't know, give it 6 months. Try it for 6 months. And then when you only having thoughts, hopefully, again, I'm no medical professional. I don't know how this stuff works. But when you only having thoughts and not multiple actual conversations that are diametrically opposed to one another, then you can decide, okay, now is this better than what you were experiencing before? He'd be like, yeah, I can think clear now. Like, there ain't nobody in my head telling me that the stuff that I'm thinking is wrong. And then somebody else telling me that it's right. And then somebody else telling me something totally different. Like, this is better. This is better. Like, was it a gun? You'd be able to actually answer that question. But yeah, I thought it was a good interview. Some of y'all getting on me. You can't force medicine on somebody. You want to force medicine down Kevin's throat. You can't force him to take meds. I'm not necessarily saying, I'm just saying the more he talked, it made me think about that. Like, this guy is in some serious need of help and he don't want to take his meds. And it made me think about what was the German Shepherd native here? What was the black, wasn't that a black German Shepherd that we had when we first moved down on Vine Street? We had a black German Shepherd. I can't think of his name. But it made me think about the dog needed some help. And the dog didn't want the help that it clearly needed. Do I do I think you should be able to force meds on people? Sometimes. Sometimes I don't think it's a bad idea, depending on the severity of the situation. Like, because I believe he said that the doctor believes that he's a threat to himself and others. You can't just be letting people running around who you believe to be a threat. I don't know. I wasn't necessarily thinking about the moral ramifications of it. I was just thinking it is clear that this dude needs some serious help. He's probably in a place where he can get the help that he needs. And then somebody, I ain't gonna say no names, talking about, I'm gonna go visiting. And I was like, please, please, I'm begging you. I am begging you. Like, you don't understand analogies either. You get carried away with the analogy. Like, no, you don't need to go visit. No, just leave some stuff alone. Some stuff you don't ever have to say, yeah, I know what's going on. I went there and I saw him for myself. You don't ever have to say that. You don't ever have to. You just, I wish the best for the guy. If you already blaming the devil, you probably don't need to be going and sitting and counseling with somebody with mental health issues. I can't believe he let the devil get him in a position where he needed the devil. You legitimately do not have to have a story, a personal story for every situation on the planet. I'm just saying. And Twin saying F me. Why are you saying, oh, you saying F me to that other guy, that Livingston guy. I hate those damn Livingstons. But I didn't say nobody's name. I should say I didn't call anybody's name. If you think I'm talking about you, that's on you. I didn't say no names. But if you screaming, I don't need no common sense, you might not be the person that should be talking to a person who need mental health. Hey, Twin.
What's that?
How you doing?
I ain't doing too good. You starting on my name today, right?
What?
You heard what I said. You heard what I said.
No, I really did.
You heard what I said. Yeah, I'm about to cuss you out, dude.
Hold on.
You heard what I said.
Before you cuss me out. Hold on. Before you cuss me out.
Hold
on. Let's have some semblance of decency here.
Hey, what happened to you, man? You good? You good? Got your Black Panther shirt on.
Is this the same person who I was just talking to? Something happened.
What's happening?
Like you switched. Something switched up real fast.
It's called switch code. You ever heard of that?
I think some people call it, they got another name for it in the medical field. But what's going on? What's on your mind?
I can't call him, man. Hey, I had to say it, though. He had him nailed, man. Why he had him nailed to the cross? He had him tied. You know how you be doing me. I want to answer, then you prosecute me to the fullness. Like, yep, got him. And stuff, but why he held him, man? He hit him and everything, but man, ain't nothing wrong with just lending my hand out to go see, man.
It is.
What you need?
Hold on, no,
it's not. No.
Twin.
No. Look.
No, all jokes aside. Hold on. All jokes aside, and you know I like you.
Go ahead.
I like you as a person. I respect you as a man. But
go ahead.
You can do more harm than good for certain. You don't know anything about mental health, and you don't know anything about his situation. And so you go in there to talk to, do you know him personally?
I don't know in person, but I've been around people that's been through mental stages, man.
Right, but that's
I
not.
know about that,
No,
man.
you don't. You come on.
Man, you don't gotta be no damn degree as a professional with this.
You do
A
not.
talk, just
You
don't
don't
think you ain't
know.
as a talk, man.
You
If you don't
don't.
take my advice and situation about that,
You don't know anything about mental health. You don't.
okay, man.
And you best case scenario is you gonna go in there and he gonna ignore you and whatever. That's the best case scenario, is that he ignores you. Maybe even don't come out when
So,
you go to visit.
hey, E.
Yes, sir.
So, what's the best case scenario? What, preacher man or somebody, chaplain or somebody come talk to him?
No, this
What's the
best
best?
case
And do we have?
scenario is probably take that medication that the doctor said he need.
Hey, they got shots though, Emanuel. You know that?
Okay, I'm not sure what your point is.
Yeah, I'm saying they got shots. If he don't feel like he wanna, you know, take it by mouth, he can take it by the arm injection, whatever the case may be.
But if he's refusing to take it, it don't really matter which way.
Well, that's when you got them 5 people, personalities in the room, what you talking to. That devil go come over their mind and all that. ET phone home.
All I'm really saying is, you really ain't got no business going and talk to the brother that you don't know. You don't know nothing about him. You don't know nothing about his situation. You don't know nothing about his diagnosis. You just going to, we used to just call it, you going to meddle. And there's no need for you to go meddling in something that you can mess up.
I'm not meddling about nothing, because clearly that man said, "Hey, I'm still in it to win." Basically, he's saying he confident that he still can win the race.
That's
as a
another
counselor.
reason why you shouldn't go visiting.
I mean, people they diagnosed him, said he was schizophrenic and bipolar and other reasons. They said he diagnosed with. I don't know.
Hold on, let's play this out for just a minute. What do you think you might accomplish by going to visit him?
Just to talk, man. A little guidance or understanding, like, hey, man, you should do this.
He don't need your guidance. He has doctors, mental health professionals to help him.
You think so? If he did, why did he call in the radio station?
Because he's fighting it. Because just because you have a mental health issue doesn't mean that you recognize that you have a mental health issue. And you go in there to talk to him.
So when Bernadette called in, what is she going through?
What the hell does that have to do with this?
I'm asking, when Bernadette called in, what is she going through?
I don't know.
Is it just Bernadette, or she saying somebody stole her microwave, Roz won't get her phone back? So what is she going through? You don't think she needs...
What
now, that's one person I wouldn't touch.
What does that have to do with you going to visit Kevin Farmer?
Because, man, he needed somebody to talk to. He said, don't nobody come see him.
He has somebody to talk to. He has those mental health professionals.
Man,
he don't need some outside influence putting other stuff in his head.
I'm not gonna put no negative thoughts in his head.
You might not
I'm gonna
know
talk to the brother.
Because
man, that's your opinion.
No, because
your
you're
suggestion.
not a mental health
I don't go about what other
may
people think,
not
man.
know
If you want my help or want my advice, and I can lead you to some right people or whatever you may need, then I help. And to then, let me hear it from the horse's mouth. I don't need to hear it from
let me
Twin. Don't go down there. Let me hear it from Kevin himself, Twin.
That doesn't make sense.
Thank you. Appreciate you, brother.
Make sense.
What?
Let me ask you this. You got a car, right?
Yeah.
All right. Now, let's just say.
There we go with this.
This is an analogy, okay?
It better make some sense, player.
It's going to make sense whether or not you understand it, all right? Let's just say that Tanika, who I'm fairly certain don't know nothing about cars, but she can bake the hell out of a cake, okay? So your car...
That's understandable.
So your car break down, right? You take it to a certified mechanic. And the mechanic say, your car got some serious issue. It need some gaskets and some, a whole lot of different stuff. Do you then say, hey, Tanika?
Man, that don't even make no sense,
say,
man.
hey,
Be
Tanika,
quiet.
will you come and fix my car?
That don't even make sense. If Tanika know how, hey, I think I know how to fix the battery. I think
No,
I had,
Tanika don't know nothing about cars.
But guess
She
what,
just know
twin?
how to bake
We can
cakes.
YouTube it and stuff.
She know
I
how
can
to
help
bake
you out.
cakes. Don't add nothing to it. She know how to bake cakes. She don't know nothing
Man,
about
get
cars.
up out of here, man. We're in a new dimension, man. If I don't know how to make a peanut butter upside down cake or pineapple upside down cake, I bet you, Tanika, how you make this? Well, you gotta put this and all that.
No, you trying to
come
change
on.
it. You trying to change it.
No,
I'm
player.
asking
We
you
in
a
a new
simple
dimension.
question.
Twin
I'm
go
asking
find
a
a way.
simple
Go on with
question.
that.
Twin, I'm asking a simple question. She know cakes.
Analogy you
Your
pulling
car
and all
need
that.
to
You
be
crazy.
fixed. She know cakes. Would you say, if Tanika come over to you and say, hey, I don't know nothing about cars, but I'll fix your shit, would you be like, all right, go ahead?
If I know some skills she know how to fix on a
She
car,
don't know nothing
you know how
about
to do that.
cars.
No,
I just
man,
said it.
no.
She don't know nothing about cars.
You said what?
She don't know nothing about cars, but she know
Why
how
would
to
you
bake the
ask
hell
me
out
that
of a
and
cake.
you know the answer to it?
Huh?
Why would you ask me that you know the answer to it? She don't know nothing about cars, but she can. But guess what she can do? She can advise me or whatever. Hey, my cousin don't know something about cars.
No, she
just
wants
like
to come and fix your
no,
car.
nigga, I don't care how you put it.
She want
don't
to come
know
and
nothing.
fix your car.
Okay.
Will you let her come and fix your car?
I said she can advise me.
No,
or whatever.
no. I didn't ask you, would you let her advise you? I asked you, would you let her fix your damn car?
She can recommend me my cousin how to fix cars.
I didn't ask about a recommendation. I asked you, would you let her come and fix your car?
You know the answer to it, man.
No,
Why you
I don't.
do that?
Tell me the answer.
Why you do that, Jeff?
Tell me
Why
the
you do
answer.
That? You know she don't know about cars.
Right. Tell me, would you let her come and fix your car?
I said no, but guess what Tanika can do? She can recommend me.
You wouldn't let her come and
my
fix your
cousin
car, so
fix
why
cars.
are you trying to go over there and you don't know shit about mental health, trying to work on that man's mind?
Man, shut your ass up. I bet she can recommend me.
Why would you go over there with no knowledge of the situation and try to fix it?
She can tell me, hey, twin, I don't know about cars, but guess what? My uncle know about cars. Oh, good looking. She can refer me to the person. Hey, good looking. I got you, Tanika. Come on, man.
So who you gonna refer him to? Who you gonna refer him to?
Huh?
Who are you going over there to refer him to?
Man, there's a lot of resources out there.
I didn't ask you that. You said
advertising.
you going over there. I'm asking a simple question. Who are you going over there to refer him to?
Man, whatever hit my mind, whatever's on my mind, whatever I can look up things.
That's stupid, twin. That is stupid. You are messing with somebody's mind, and you don't know nothing about the mind. Stop. Just like you wouldn't let Tanika come and fix your car or come and tinker with your car.
In the dark
Why
and
are
not
you
know
going over there
you
to tinker with that man's mind? Stop.
No, you want to keep people in the dark and all that, and I'm not going to let you do that. If that man crying out for help, he needed somebody just to sit and talk to him like a visitation when somebody don't come see you in prison. He need a helping hand. Man, I'm not trying to hear know what you talking about because you ain't talking about nothing.
A doctor.
You're not talking about nothing.
He don't need you to come tinkering with his mind.
I'm not. No, I'm not. It's up to him. If you say, twin, I'm cool. I think
you don't say, oh, it's up to my
your
engine.
problem now.
No,
you talk too damn
Tanika,
much.
I'm gonna ask my engine if my engine wants you to come over and tinker with it. No, that's not what you do. Something's wrong with the engine. The engine can't think correctly. A doctor has said, or a mechanic in this case has said, this is what it needs. You don't ask the engine, do you want me to have a baker come and check you out? You leave it to the mechanics, and you are not a mechanic. You don't know anything about the mind or mental health. You don't need to, nigga.
I see what's your input on it. You don't need him up. So what's your input on it? You ain't getting no input about it.
And let the doctors handle it.
Fuck the damn doc. Y'all believe in man? Hell no. Hell with the damn doc. The doc ain't got no say so over what. It's up to you ain't God, man. Shut up and quit blaming the damn doctor, man. You sound like a goofy.
Answers for Kevin Farmer.
You said what?
Yo know nothing about mental health ass got the answers for Kevin Farmer.
Okay. but I'm gonna lend my helping hand out though.
What
That's what
in
I'm gonna
what
do. So what
way?
you doing
Again, what
besides blasting the nigga?
how
What are
can the
you doing?
baker
You ain't doing shit
lend her
but
helping
pumping
hand
your
to fix
crowd
your
up, man.
car?
Stop it,
She
E.
don't know
Stop it.
nothing
That's
about
what you and your
cars.
clown
What you
ass
want her to
brother
put some
do, man.
icing on the
Y'all
engine?
Lexington brothers bogus, man. Y'all don't
Put
uplift
some
nobody.
flour
You
on
don't
the
got no
engine, and
really
that'll help
input
the
on about
engine.
nobody. So
Ice it up
stop the
real
pump
good.
faking on
Put
here,
a
man.
cherry on top
You
of it.
full of
None of
shit.
that stuff
You
will
full of
help
shit.
the engine.
And I'm not about to let you lead me to that bullshit you talking about. That brother needs some help.
He
He
don't need
crying out for
He's
help.
got help. He don't need you because you can't help him.
Okay. At least I can try.
And that again, that's like
At least
Tanika
I can
saying,
try.
"Hold on, twin, I can try to fix your engine. I'm gonna put some
At least I can
icing
try.
on it."
Just like I regret not helping my cousin when he killed himself. I said, man, I knew he was in pain by the look over his face. I should have hurried up and went up there like, cuz, what is it? But I'm like, I was confused about the situation.
Because
And
you
so,
don't
I had
know
other.
anything about it. He is not in a position where he's alone. He has trained medical professionals telling him what he
If you've
needs
been
to
around a
do.
person and you look at somebody, man, this ain't
But
you.
you
What's
haven't been
wrong, man?
around
What's wrong
him.
with you?
We
If I walk into
established
Emmanuel
early
right now,
on
I'm
that
like,
you have
Emmanuel, this
not
not
been
you.
around
What's wrong,
him.
Emmanuel? What's wrong, Emmanuel? You not talking all that. You hyping the room up and all that. What's wrong, Emmanuel? This not you. Oh, I'm cool.
Twin,
Next day, Emmanuel
you
off himself.
haven't been
Shut the hell up,
around
man.
him
You
to
don't
be
know what the
able to
fuck you
sit
talking about.
and
You
assess
just
him and say,
launching and
"Oh, you don't
bombing.
sound like
Stop
yourself,
blazing
Kevin.
so much, motherfucker. Because
You don't know
you sound goofy
anything
as hell.
about
You don't know
him.
either. You 60-plus-year-old ass nigga, man, and don't know shit.
You don't
But
know
clowning. Shut
anything
up, man.
about him." Oh my God. You don't know anything about the man. But when you've been around somebody long enough, you can just tell when something wrong. Remember earlier in the conversation when I asked, "Do you know him?" And you was like, "No." That means you can't look at him and be like, "You're not your normal self," because you don't know what his normal self is. You don't know him. You don't know anything about him. We don't need you to put icing on the engine. Just let the mechanic fix it. I'm sorry, Tanika. I didn't mean to draw you into this. Your name popped up when I was trying to think of a name. So I apologize for injecting your name into this. I'm going to go over there and talk to him. Why? I don't know, Kevin. He's clearly having some problems. I'm praying for the brother because I wish the best for him. I really do. I really do. What I look like going over there, talking about, "Brother, you don't look like yourself. Let me just talk to you." I don't know him. I don't know him. It'd be different. It would be different even if you was like, "No, man, me and Kevin been cool for a while. And he's crying out and he's saying he needs somebody to talk to. And I just want to go over there and be a friend to him. Show him that all of his friends haven't abandoned him." That might even make some sense. You talking about just some stranger coming over there talking shit to him? I'm gonna put some icing on your engine and then fuck them mechanics. Mechanics don't know what the fuck they talking about. I'm only as passionate about it. It's because I really do. I really would like to see the brother get well. And it would not be, you can't do nothing but make a situation worse. This situation, you could only make it worse. Again, best case scenario, you get it where it stay the same. Fuck them doctors. Them doctors don't know shit. Really, you going over there to help the person with the mental health issue, and your take on it is, fuck them doctors. Them doctors don't know shit. And that's going to be helpful? Bruh. Now, I heard Kevin say that Trisha Mackey, which there's a part of me to say, good. Because Trisha Mackey ain't going over there to be friendly. I don't understand why. I'm about to use some bad words. Bad word alert. I know I already used some, but I'm about to use some more. So if you got little kids around and you don't want them to hear any more bad words, it's a bad word alert. But again, I think it's absolutely necessary. Otherwise, you know me, I wouldn't say it because I'm cuss. Why do y'all niggas think Trisha Mackey is y'all friend? Why y'all niggas think Fox 19 is y'all friend? But again, Trisha, y'all think Trisha Mackey is your friend? Nigga, what the fuck you thinking about? That's from a song, Ice Cube. That wasn't me. Trisha's not coming there to be your friend. She don't like your black ass. Now, Stefan, on the other hand, I think him and Stefan is friendly or whatever. They cool, whatever, because he says that he was going to do an interview with Stefan. So, okay, they cool, they friendly or whatever. Now, that's different. That's different. I don't personally think Stefan has some sort of a mental health issue. I don't think he is bright as probably he should be, but I think that's because he don't open himself up to new information easily. But I don't think he's got a mental health issue. And he's his friend, so sure, being a friend, sure, go over there and be his friend. I'm 100% for that. But Trisha? Come on. And I really do think if you're his friend, you say to him, bro, don't do no interview with no Trisha Mackey. Trisha Mackey don't care about you. But at the same time, if you going on Fox News saying that black women is alcoholics and stuff, you might not recognize that. You know. But okay, I guess that's really about it. That's really about it. But again, I'm begging you. You might be mad at me right now, but I'm begging you. Don't go over there meddling in that guy's mind. Please. Please. And I'm saying this as sincerely as I can because I don't have anything against Kevin. I don't have anything against you. But please don't go over there. Please. It's not worth going on the Lincoln Ware show saying, yeah, I went over there and I talked to him yesterday. Let me tell you what he said. It's not worth it. The potential damage is not worth it. It's not worth it the next time some issue come up and some mental health stuff come up for you to say, I'll tell you what happened to me. I went over to Christ Hospital and had a conversation with somebody who had a mental problem. It's not worth it. Please, I'm genuinely, for this brother's sake, begging you, just don't do it. All right, enough about that. What else is going on? Again, we talked about this a little yesterday. The mayor going to allegedly have SWAT officers on the square. People down with it. People like it. But, and I believe that the business owners and the community and all of that kind of stuff, they'll like it until one of them SWAT officers shoots some white person, some attractive white lady. Oops. They won't like it then. But I do. What is that? Tomorrow? The Bengals got a game tomorrow. I had to look at what I got going on tomorrow. I might go down on the square. Take my little camera down there on the square. I think a few people should. I had to look at my schedule and see. Again, I didn't think about it until today. Just go down there and see what's going on. And when things happen, follow the white dude walking around with a bottle. Because they be down there. See what they do to him. Follow the white people smoking funny cigarettes down on the square tomorrow before, during, after the Bengals game. See what they do to those people. See how they police them. See if they pull them over for jaywalking. If they arrest them for every law that they break. See, safety in Cincinnati don't really mean safety in Cincinnati. Safety in Cincinnati means keep them black savages off the square. That's really what it means. James say schedule. You jobless. What schedule? Just because I'm jobless don't mean I don't have stuff to do. Why would you think that a person who's jobless really just sits around and does nothing? That's a bad concept. Maybe that happens with some people, but some other jobless people, like, I got to do this and I got to do that and I got to do this and I got to do that. Trying to get a job. Or, dealing with other past few days, I've really had problems pulling up the words that I want. I think this COVID thing is coming back on me. I don't know. But dealing with other obligations, previous obligations, and some new obligations. So stop it. My schedule can be busy. They'll say, it's not going to happen because they're going to be too busy watching black folk. He did call me a bum. He really did. That's what he said. I never said bum, but you don't have to say the word to be saying the thing. Oh, jobless people don't have schedules. They have things to get done. Oh, really? So if I have to take my granddaughter somewhere, that's not a schedule? She had to be there at a certain time. She had to be picked up at a certain time. That's not a schedule. And because I'm jobless, I don't have to schedule that? Okay. Interesting. Interesting the way people think. But I'm not going to get caught up on that. Is there anybody... I don't really want to do this, but I have to just because it's in my nature. Is there anybody other than Vernon and Marquetta who's like, oh, yeah, I want to see the SWAT team on the square? Anybody I'm laughing because James said, "No, I didn't call you a bum. You are the king of talk." You call me a bum, bro. It's all right. I ain't mad at you. I'm not mad at you. But is there anybody else out there that's like, hey, I want to see the SWAT team on Fountain Square watching for black people? Hold on. For real, is there anybody out there that believe that if they put the SWAT team on the square, that's not what they're going to be doing? They're not going to be watching for black people. You think they're going to be watching for anybody to do anything wrong? There's no part of me that believes that. And I think those of us hold on, I'm going to read that, Darnell. I didn't read it all. Those of us who are not the vote for AFTAB no matter what people. I'm sorry, Sierra. But those of us who are not the vote for AFTAB no matter what people, I think we need to let him know, bro, this is unacceptable. You pandering for their vote, but you might be losing our vote in the process. We do not need SWAT on Fountain Square focusing or whatever their scopes on every black person with a hoodie that walk across the square just waiting to shoot somebody. We don't need that. And he needs to hear that from us loud and strong. A lot of us understand, believe that's not in the best interest of black people. It's not really in the best interest of the city, but it's definitely not in the best interest of black people. I'm telling you, if I walk down on the square, my little short, fat, black ass is scared now. Because I need to know if it's a police ready to shoot me if I look the wrong way. If I stumble. Oh, he's reaching for a gun. Pop, pop, pop. Oh, he just had a cell phone. Now I just stumbled. Now I'm dead. It's not good for black Cincinnati. And if we can't say to our so-called leaders, our representatives, if we can't say to them, this is not good for black Cincinnati, and if you continue down this path, you will lose my support. What are we doing? And I already hear y'all, but what's the other options? You don't need other options to say to people, don't treat me bad. That's some battered spouse stuff. I know he's slapping me around, but where else am I going to go? Tell him not to hit you, girl. But if I tell him not to hit me, then I don't know where I'm going to go. You can't even tell that nigga not to hit you? I don't have no other options. I don't have nowhere else to go. I don't know where you go, but don't let that nigga hit you. Tell him that's not acceptable. You should have told him it wasn't acceptable going into the relationship. But all right, you're 4-5 years into the relationship. Now you just got to say, this is not good for me. This is not working for me. And if something don't change, I'ma leave. That's not bad. That's not bad. And it's like we scared to say it. Nat says, but if the choice is worse versus worser, I'm going with worse. We went through this before. I don't understand why y'all don't understand this. This is such a simple premise that I really, for the life of me, I don't understand how y'all don't understand this. Saying to the mayor, if you don't start taking our interests into account, you're gonna lose my support, is okay. It's okay. That woman might not have anywhere to go. But she says, if you keep hitting me, I'm gonna leave. And when he say, where you gonna go? You ain't gonna find nobody better than me. She says, I don't know where I'm gonna go, but if you keep hitting me, I'm gonna leave. And that might make him think like, oh, she might leave. Let me at least think about not hitting her no more. But what y'all saying is, she should say, you know, you can keep hitting me because I ain't got nowhere else to go. How is that helpful for her? How is it helpful for you to say, you don't have to take my interests into consideration because I ain't got no better choice than you? How is that helpful? Please explain that to me. Look, I'm begging somebody. Please explain to me how that's better. You don't have to take my interests into consideration because I ain't got nothing better. I don't understand it. I would love it if somebody would explain that to me. We can't tell him to, cause we got worse and worse, so I'll take worse. You supposed to be Nat fucking Turner. How you gonna have the name Nat Turner and be saying, well, if the choices is worse and worse, I'll take worse? Wouldn't Nat Turner be the one saying, kill all them motherfuckers? If my choices is worse and worser, I choose death. What kind of slave revolt would be the guy saying, well, I mean, we can stay here with the massa, or, we can, stay here with the massa. That's our choices. Which one we gonna do? What kind of slave revolt is that? All right, Darnell, I said I was going to read your comment. E-Man, dude was wrong as hell. You can't just shoot into a business like that. My family or anyone's family could have been in that restaurant. I don't care about no color. That's reckless as hell. Clean that shit up. Darnell, there were police there. Having the SWAT team on the square just watching black people ain't going to stop that stuff from happening. And no one said it was right. I don't understand the jump. The jump from that was wrong, so let's profile black people. Who did you hear say, you know what? That dude shooting like that, we should all do that. I didn't hear anybody say that. I know I didn't say it. And you really think having the SWAT team on the square is going to clean that up? Nat say, eat a D in. I got a child to raise. Yeah, that sounds just like what the real Nat would have said. Nat, man, we got a plan in the works. We gonna leave. We gonna kill the master. We gonna do all this. And Nat Turner said, eat a dick. I got kids. I'll be out there in that damn cotton field tomorrow. Fuck y'all. Yeah, that sound like Nat Turner. That sound like Nat Turner. John says police was there and it still happened. And again, I'm just saying what I heard. I'm fairly certain I heard the police chief say there were 4 police officers on Fountain Square when that shooting happened. So how many SWAT members are they going to have posted up and around Fountain Square to prevent one thing from happening? Because if 4 didn't prevent it, which actually, I mean, y'all know this goes to my point. My point is there is no real solution for this crime. And putting a whole lot of police down there. I remember when I was talking to Marquetta the other day, and I was saying to her, if Ray Ray wanted to shoot Pookie and the National Guard is there, Ray Ray's still gonna shoot Pookie. It ain't gonna stop him. You talking about 2 people getting into an argument, one of them pulling out a gun, firing some shots, with police on the square. And right, they didn't. They didn't send SWAT to Clifton. Darnell says, I think it will be a deterrent for a while. He has to do something. At least no National Guard yet. It's not. They've convinced some of y'all. And it's the intent of some of this stuff. And I get frustrated when we fall for it. Because our common sense, if we really think about it, our common sense just tells us they playing us. And so I try to... How many incidents of a guy shooting people after an argument in Citybird has happened in Cincinnati in the past 10 years? How many incidents of a guy on Fountain Square getting into an argument and shooting somebody at Citybird have happened in the past 10 years? 1. So now we need the SWAT team on Fountain Square to stop something that has happened once in the past 10 years. So if it don't happen, because it didn't happen yesterday, did it? Was the SWAT down there yesterday? Oh, it worked. It deterred them. No, it's not a regular occurrence. So it's not deterring anything. An argument happened, according to them. An argument happened. He pulled out a gun and he fired some shots. When I was growing up, they called that an isolated incident. Now look, you might have me. You might have me. Twins say stop. They don't report every crime. So you telling me, just so I'm clear, people been shooting people on the square every day and the news or the media or the police haven't been reporting it? Twice a week, somebody gets shot on the square by a black man, and the police haven't told us that this thing is happening on a regular basis and it's been happening twice a week for the last 10 years? Or is that what you try to convince me of, twin? Okay, once a week, every week, for the past 10 years, a black man has shot another black man on Fountain Square. And the police just, they haven't told us that this was happening. That's what you're telling me? Twin says it was 3 shootings yesterday on Winton Terrace. Where's the news outlet? No, where's SWAT? Why they not placing SWAT out in Winton? If it was 3 in Winton Terrace yesterday, and it was 1 on Fountain Square, why are we putting SWAT on Fountain Square for an incident that happened once, instead of in the neighborhoods where the incidents happen all the time? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying put SWAT in the neighborhoods either. But they tricking y'all. What they doing is they hyping it. They hyping it as if this is... hold on, Twin says, E-Man, ask your leaders, not us. I'm asking you because that's stupid. I'm not saying you're stupid. I'm saying it's stupid to believe the hype and the propaganda that people just willy-nilly every week shooting people on Fountain Square, and it's so bad that we got to put SWAT out there to stop it. That's stupid. Maybe not stupid. That's gullible. You're gullible for believing that. Darnell, you're gullible for believing that. Well, they got to put something down there to kind of make them think twice about it. It's not something that's happening every day. So you really don't have to put something down there to make people think twice about it, because it's not happening. It happened, but it's not a constant thing that's happening. But they got some of y'all scared. Like, oh, if I go to Fountain Square, a black person is going to shoot me while I'm at City Bird. Why do you think that? It happened all the time. It's so bad. They got to put SWAT down there. I don't know what to do. I get it. I get it, Vernon, Jack. I get it. It's about making it appear to be safe downtown. It's optics. I get it. But I'm not in favor of their optics as they endanger the safety of some black people. Some white people too, but they endanger black people. Because again, that's who they going to be harassing. That's who they going to be watching. That's who they going to be arresting. What did the mayor say? What did the mayor say? If you're downtown and you break a law, I feel like his head was shaking. You know, he was doing that, oh, I'm so mad act. If you're downtown and you break a law, you're gonna be arrested. Y'all, he wasn't saying that to white people. We know that. We're not, like, I'm not even saying nothing that we don't all know. We just act like we don't know. But it was a clear message to black people. Again, do you really think that some businessman in a suit that jaywalks is getting arrested? Some 15-year-old who jaywalks might get arrested. Some black 15-year-old who jaywalks might get arrested. You think some 53-year-old white dude in a suit and tie who jaywalks is going to get arrested or even get a ticket? You think that's going to happen? And then some of us like, well, we got to do something. We be like easily tricked, and it frustrates me. And we scared to say it. By we, I mean some people. Vernon says, yet blacks are still going to vote for the mayor and will do it happily, and he knows it. Well, I would say some. I would say some blacks. Not all of them. And then Twin says, now you're stereotyping. How? I'm not even sure that you know what stereotyping means if you're saying that. How am I stereotyping? Okay, first, what do you think stereotyping means? Darnell says, actually, me and my wife was down at Roof Chris this weekend. Perception is reality, E-Man. I talked to everybody at my job and they refuse to go downtown. And once the money dry up, then what? The buck stops with him. I'm never scared. Okay, perception is not reality. Perception is perception. That's why they call it perception and not actual reality. And so what? Look, y'all can say what y'all want to say. If some of them businesses leave downtown, they'll be back. So somebody will come in and replace them. So if the money dry up, the money ain't drying up. It's not drying up. Twin says, put everything on black folks. Who's putting that? See, and I'm talking to me now. You have to get to a point where you realize either people ain't listening or they're not comprehending. And you have to say, okay. So, Twin, okay. Shannon say they not too scared to go to the bars and the games. Right. See, Shannon, that's the stuff I be talking about. I love when I hear people say stuff like that. Because, yeah, they will tell you, oh, they so scared of going downtown. They don't want to go downtown. Oh, they never going to go downtown. Well, yeah, you tomorrow see if they too scared to go downtown. See if they too scared. They going to be down there drinking and drunk and fighting and all of that kind of stuff, and ain't none of them getting arrested. Vernon says, how many recreation centers or health centers will close before the money come back? The money ain't gone nowhere. There's a tax base that pays for these things. The money doesn't fall from the trees. The money ain't going nowhere. If they can find money for everything else, trust me, if they cutting recreation centers, they're not cutting recreation centers and health centers because they don't have the money to. They cutting recreation centers and health centers because they want to. They want to use that money for something else. But don't let some business, oh, we give you a tax break. I thought they needed the money so bad. Well, we do. We need the money, but we got to not take money from them so that we can get money. Somebody going to come to them talking about, oh, I want to build something. They're going to give them some money. Thought you didn't have no money. Well, I mean, we don't have money, but we got money to give to them, but we don't have money to give to this. Yeah, I don't fall for that stuff. Oh, we got more police overtime for everybody, every police officer in the world. We put that in the budget. We found another $5 million for police overtime. We put that in the budget. Oh, we found another $2 million for police overtime. We put that in the budget. What about the health center? Oh, we don't have no money for health centers. I'm sorry, we're gonna have to close one. They got money. Don't fall for that stuff. Or you can fall for it. I'm not falling for it. Those are the scare tactics that they use. And some people parrot them. Vernon says the stadiums aren't near Fountain Square. That's a different story. The focus is on what's happening on Fountain Square and Government Square. No, that's the focus this week. That's the focus this week is what's happening on Fountain Square and on Government Square because they had an incident that they could take and make that the focus. But you know the big focus is what's going on downtown. That's the big focus. Stopping crime in the downtown corridor. That's the big focus. This week, the focus was Fountain Square. But people ain't been saying, oh, before the shooting, oh, I'm so scared to go to Fountain Square and Government Square. No, they were saying, I'm so scared to go downtown. Again, you fall for that. You fall for that. I don't fall for that. I don't fall for that. Ken says, Emanuel, I have no political knowledge of what's taking place here in Virginia, but I know everything when it comes to politics back home. That's good to know. That's good to know. Shannon said, Kroger just had a big health and wellness festival right in that area. And when I tell you that them people be down on the square all the time doing stuff, they have events on the square all the time. They bring in bands and the square be packed. But they so scared. They're so scared. Again, that's this week. Next week, it'll be something else. Remember, it was the banks. They were so scared to go down to the banks. They were so scared. Oh, no, we cornered it off and we're flying drones over the banks because we don't want people to be afraid to go to the banks. Those teenagers on the banks, oh, they've been so unruly and we got to do something about it. Remember that? Remember that? Well, don't tell me, no. People scared to go down on Fountain Square and Government Square. That's the issue. No. The issue move wherever it's convenient for them to move the issue to, because the issue ain't safety. I'm sorry, Janice. I know I said ain't. And for real, we shouldn't have to have these conversations. Like, this stuff should just be understood. Again, y'all hear it. I'm legitimately reading messages from people who are pushing that narrative. And I don't know if they're pushing it because they fell for it and they believe it, or if they're pushing it because, they have some sort of dislike for black people, or I don't know why they're pushing that narrative. But just in general, we should automatically understand. Just common sense should tell you this ain't about that. Not really. It's about something else. Even if you don't know what it's actually about, you got to know it's not about that. It's about something else. And people will use a situation to fit their own agenda. And I'm not saying just white people, but there are people will use a situation. You really think that the police chief is, oh, we're so worried about safety on Fountain Square? Police chief probably went and said to AFTAB, hey, look, authorize me to give overtime to 10 officers so that we can secure Fountain Square. Not that they're really concerned about securing Fountain Square, but they are really concerned about getting that overtime. Then those officers get overtime. Fountain Square ain't no more secure than when the 4 officers was there. But yeah, I can take this situation and use it for my benefit. Hey, put some more money in my budget so we can have more officers down at the banks. Because, bad things happen. I need more officers, and they're going to have to work overtime. So I need more officers, which means I need more money. You find me $2 million, and we can have more officers and make it safe down there. They're using the situation to their advantage. AFTAB. Oh, this would be an opportunity for me to look tough on crime. That's a good idea. It puts more money in the police coffers, but I don't really care about that. What I really care about is getting elected. And right now, y'all are making safety a big issue, so I got to make a big statement on safety. So you got your money. I get my officers, and then I get to get out here and shake my head and say, we're not going to tolerate this. And then I look tough on crime. I get votes, and I get reelected. He's using it for his own purposes. Vernon says city council gave the police chief much more money than she asked for. It was not the chief who was asking for more money. It's just the police. What do you, police want more money? Who don't? LaRock says Channel 5 is showing live from the square. It's empty. There's probably no activities going on down there right now. It's like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. People getting off work on a Wednesday afternoon, and there's nothing going on down there. I hope you, and I'm really saying, I hope you're not saying that to say, ain't nobody going down on the square because Channel 5 got the screen up and ain't nobody down there. It's at 5 o'clock on a Wednesday afternoon with no activities going on down there. Why would they be down there? Show live on the square tomorrow at 7. And then tell me if it's somebody there. Because I would imagine if they showed you a live picture of the Bengals stadium right now, It's probably not nobody. There's nobody in there. But that's probably because ain't nothing going on down there right now. Like we really can't fall for this stuff so easily. Janet says, honestly, what can be done to cut back on gun violence? Our government will do nothing to enforce stricter gun laws. Again, my take, and some people don't like it when I say it, my take is there's nothing that can be done. Nothing. I mean, overall, nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can do my best to raise that little baby or help raise. I'm not raising a little baby. To help raise that little baby so that she ain't walking around shooting people. I'm going to say mentor, even though for whatever reason I hate that term. I can mentor some young people and hopefully influence them to not participate in that culture. But I mean, short of that, some 24-year-old dude who already walking around with a gun in his waist or wherever he had it. I don't think there's anything we can do to stop that dude if he get into an argument from pulling out his gun and firing some shots. I don't think there's much of anything we can do. Oh, stupid say, armed forces tomorrow downtown, you C-word. You genuinely believe, first, that the armed forces should be in our cities, taking over local law enforcement, first. Second, you really believe that if that 24-year-old had gotten into the exact same argument and it was 4 U.S. Marshals on the square instead of 4 Cincinnati police officers, he wouldn't have pulled out that gun and fired off those few shots and then ran. You really believe that? Shannon say, I'm seeing Mika Owens yard signs. Are we still mad? Are you still mad? Were you ever mad? That becomes the question. Some people didn't think that what she did was bad at all. Some people thought, hey, giving away the black majority means nothing. Some people thought giving away the black majority was horrible. I was in that horrible camp. And the fact that, she doesn't even seem like it was a thing to her, it really does say to me, and I don't know Mika Owens. I don't think I've ever spoken to Mika Owens. So I got nothing against Mika Owens, like personally or anything like that, but I can't support that. I can't support somebody who does something and then can't seem to understand why it would bother people that you did the bothersome thing. Will says, my thing is, though, if people are shooting with police on sight, there's nothing nobody's mayor, Democrat or Republican, can do about that. Right. That's why I say ain't nothing you can do about it. And again, I don't mean to diminish people's lives and all of that kind of stuff, but I'm big on, let's look at the overall picture. Yes, shooting people, because you got into an argument at City Bird. is a bad thing. It's a bad thing. But y'all acting like, some of y'all acting like that's what everybody do. So if that's what black people do, everybody I know done shot at somebody at City Bird. I can't think of a single person that I know or associate with that's black that haven't shot somebody over an argument in a restaurant. Clearly, that's not the case. Princess Flower says, so is it a video of the shooting on the square? I haven't watched the news. When they did their press conference, was that yesterday? I lose track of days. When they did their press conference, the chief of police played a video that they said was a video of the shooting on the square. And it was it was a little grainy, but only because, but it was, a relatively clear clip of the 24-year-old, they're saying, the 24-year-old pulling out his gun and firing a few shots and then running away. It was pretty clear. Like, if I knew that brother, I'd probably be like, that's Hank. Well, I didn't even think Hank liked City Bird, CK.
Hey, how you doing, Miss? Hey, Mr. Livingston.
Yes, sir.
Hey, it's a good show, man. Hey, I was listening to it. We're talking about stopping people from shooting right in front of the police.
Sure.
Okay, yeah. I gotta agree with you on that. It's like it's too unpredictable, right? We can't prevent unpredictability, right? I mean, it's unpredictable. Things gonna happen.
Yes.
Like the shirt says, shit happens. That's how that,
It
hey,
is
you're right.
difficult to predict the unpredictable.
Come on now, I like that. The unpredictable is what culture you needed, Secret Servicemen. Before Abraham Lincoln got his brains blew out, we didn't even think presidents would get assassinated. Because like you said, who could predict that the president would get murdered back in them days?
Well,
1776, sir. Your thoughts?
I'm not sure what you're saying. I got confused.
Before, like you said, you can't predict the unpredictability. So before the assassination of Abraham Lincoln in 1776, sir, who could predict that? Your thoughts?
Well, I don't know that that's unpredictable. I think people...
You knew he was going to get killed before he got shot. That's what you're telling me.
Well, I wasn't alive. But I think people knew that the possibility existed, yes.
What? What the hell? Please explain your theory, because I want to know why. How would you even conceive a president getting shot in the back of their head if it never happened before, sir?
Well, I mean, it's not like it's something that's impossible. You know what I'm saying? So it seems reasonable that you would say, okay, somebody one day might try to kill the president. That don't seem, too far-fetched.
Yes.
Like to my knowledge.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
Okay.
But I don't know that, let's say there's been a mayor of the city of Cincinnati that's been harmed while in office. But you still can look at it and say, one day somebody might try to do something to the mayor. Maybe we should protect him. I don't think that's the unpredictable part.
I see what you... So you're saying people might have had conceived notions of murder attempts on presidents before the death of Abraham.
Yes.
Lincoln. Okay. Because remember when you talk about the mayor of Cincinnati, I remember when Kabaka Aba was assassinated, the mayor jumped up like a leapfrog. He was in the middle of a speech. Do you remember that?
Well, I'm not sure he was in the middle of a speech. Council was in session, and they heard gunshots outside, and he did kind of perk up and But
per
that was
cup.
just reasonable to me.
You said reasonable?
Yeah.
And he looked like he was the only reasonable individual in the environment, didn't he? How
I
was
don't.
he the only one leapfrogging and everybody else standing still?
I reject
He
that
the only one cared about his life?
I reject that he leapfrogged, as you call it.
Oh.
But I don't. When I watched this in my mind, watching the video, I think he's the one that I was focused on. So I don't know how everybody else might have responded. I can't recall.
You're right. Because, looking back at it, we like, everybody else knew that wasn't for them. But in Mark Furman's mind, he felt that they coming for me. You feel me? Like when he heard the gunshots, he thought it was like an assassination on him. But I think the other people around him knew that was outside gunfire intended for someone else.
I'm guessing you meant, because you threw me off, because, you be all over the place. I'm going to say you mean Mark Mallory, not Mark Furman.
Indeed, sir.
Okay.
O.J. Simpson fell.
Because
that's my
I was
favorite.
like, what the heck do O.J. Simpson have to do with this? I thought we were taking one of those really sharp left turns.
Fraudulent slip, sir. My apologies.
All right.
But and yesterday you had a quite fascinating debate with one twin, and it was after I got off the phone with you. I was blown away by your debate.
Oh, what blew you away?
Because he said it was so good, because he said, look, all you got to do to stop fighting, all you got to do to stop crime, Livingston, is do it like they did in Chicago. And he said, okay, I'm listening. He said, yeah, do this, do that. And then you hit him with, this when it got good. The movie got good. He said, well, is it crime? Is this crime still happening in Chicago? Well, he would not answer that question for nothing. That shit was good. I was like, oh, I was rubbing my hands like Birdman. This is what I listen for, the intense debates. Because you had him. He couldn't even answer. It was like he was stuck. You had his back against the wall. You see what I'm saying?
A lot of people do that when you got their back against the wall. They won't answer simple questions, which to me is a sign that you've kind of abandoned your point, or you realize at this point that your point doesn't hold water, as they say.
Yeah, because like you said, his solution was not a solution at all.
Not at all.
Okay. I'm sorry, you made me laugh when you said not at all. But listen, because if you listen to how they did it in Chicago, remember he's explaining to you how it actually made it worse, because it tore down the organization. Now you got a bunch of wild shooters. See what I mean? At least you had a little bit of structure. You know what I mean? You had a little bit of structure at the time. You feel me?
If you say so.
Yeah. But I'm saying, this is what he was explaining to you. He was like, yeah, it was, see, we had back in our day, but they took remember he was telling you, they took all the leaders out, the leaders of the gangs. So now everybody run amok. So he was telling you the solution is to make it worse, like Chicago did. They actually made, when they cut down Cabrini Green and all that, the killers went everywhere, Livingston. When they locked up my man, the head of the what is it called? Growth and Development, Larry Hoover. When they locked him up back in the 80s, sir, you took leadership from the streets, Livingston. You took leadership from the streets. Then, so all the killers, they didn't grow. They were short. They little bitty guys, too. They don't wear shirts. They be in the house musty, and they be making videos with guns. I feel so scared for the cameraman.
Hold on. I have to defend short guys. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure that Larry Hoover going to jail did not stop people from growing.
Growth and development. Remember, he went from gangster disciple to growth and development.
But it doesn't stop people from literally growing taller. Like,
no,
I was going to be 6'2", but then Larry Hoover went to jail, so I only ended up 5'5". Like that, there's no connection between those two.
He mentally stunted their growth, sir. Why do you think so many itty-bitty, teeny-weeny dudes come out of Chicago? It's something going on. But, yeah, you're right. I'll take that. You're right. I'm not finna lose a debate. I do agree with what you just said. Okay. But when I say growth, I mean mental growth. You
Okay.
know, when you join these gangs, sir, you're stuck in a. Remember, you joined the gang when you was 14, sir. So when you're 34, you still have a 14 year, 14 age mentality. That's your mentality because what you did as a teenager. This is why you must denounce the gang as you become an adult. Do you understand, sir?
I hear what you're saying.
Yes, when you hit 25, 30, you get out of those juvenile tendencies that was always wrong from the beginning, sir.
Okay.
So, but remember, the debate you was having with Twin, that's how you stop the violence. Because remember, you broke it down so eloquently. Like he thought that he thinks in his mind, listen, all we got to do to stop the crime is do like Chicago did. Now, what sense do that make? This is what I just said. If you want to stop the crime, do like they did in Chicago.
It doesn't make
And the next,
sense.
you said it doesn't make.
No, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and thank you. That's what I'm saying. You got through to him, but by the time of the phone call, he did understand that you was right about the debate, right? By the end of the
I
phone
don't
call.
think so.
Oh, he thought he was still right about
Yeah,
crime
yeah, he was
ending in
cussing me out
Chicago.
and everything.
Hell no. Yes, you just okay. I know he's a little old to be working on, but I think you're gonna get through to him, and he's gonna understand that crime still does exist and murders happen every day. Matter of fact, they kill people at the funerals. Like you can have a funeral and they shoot up the funeral and have a no funeral. It's like a crazy cycle. But I appreciate what you're doing, and thank you for having me on your platform, sir. God bless your family.
Have a great one.
Yes, sir.
All right. I also believe that one of these days I'm going to get through to him. I think he mad at me now because I called him stupid. Twin, don't be mad at me because I called you stupid. You called me the C word. You can't call me a name, a bad name, and then expect me to not call you a bad name unless I'm in a really good mood. And I'm just in a regular good mood, not a really good mood. So if you call me all of the names that you call me, what am I supposed to do? Just let you call me names and never call you a name back? And that just so happened to know that it bothers you when people call you stupid. So you if we just don't call each other bad names, then you know. But if we start calling people bad names, it's fair game. Um. Oh, let me see. There was something else that I wanted to discuss today. I can't think of what it is. But what else is going on? With y'all. What's going on out there that you wanted to talk about that I didn't talk about? I know I didn't talk about. I've not mentioned it early in the show. Linky told us that basically the shutdown is going to be over next week. So I'm expecting it to be over next week because he guaranteed us. And I don't even think this was one of his almost guarantees. He guaranteed us, told us that trust me, that the shutdown was not going to last 2 weeks. And we all know he wouldn't say it if it's not true. So I take his word for it. Where did the name Linky come from? Linky is a guy. Just it's just the name of a guy. It's just the name of a guy. Princess Flower say, how do I keep stink bugs from coming in my house? They've been sticking in my curtains. I don't look, my understanding is if you got a little hole or something somewhere, then they can get in. And I'll be having stink bugs get in the house too. Actually, every once in a while, I'll be having them lizards get in the house, and then it's my job to catch them. And somehow, surprisingly, I can usually catch them. But those damn lizards is fast as hell. They are fast, and they not stupid. They are fast, and they are not stupid. But you can't tell Mrs. Livingston that. You cannot tell Mrs. Livingston. I'll be upstairs, minding my own business, you know what I'm saying, watching TV or something like that, usually just watching some First Amendment audits. And now this is something that she does. It irritates me. I don't necessarily tell her that it irritates me because I think it's more of a me thing. And, so I kind of let it go. But I don't, it do irritate me a little bit. I hear, hey, baby, what? Come here. Mentally, I'm thinking, for what? What'd you say? Come here. What is it? Come here. Why can't you say, hey, it's a lizard down here. I want you to catch it. She won't do that. She just says, come here. And she'll just say, if I ask her 12 times, what is it? What do you want? Come here. And she think, I'm just asking him to come here, and so he should come here. There's nothing wrong with it. Instead of saying, like I said, there's a lizard down here. I need you to catch it. Come here. Baby, tell me what you want. I'm like, come here. The first few times it happened, I thought it was a surprise. You know what I'm saying? I was going to come down there. It was going to be a cake, you know what I'm saying? Maybe some ginger snaps, something like that. Like, come here. Oh, she got a surprise for me. Let me go down there and see what's going on. And I walk down there and I need you to do this. You could have told me that when I was upstairs. I would have came down mentally prepared for that. But she doesn't do that. But that's not what this is about. So she just say, come here. Get up, put on my house shoes, go downstairs. It's a lizard over there in that corner somewhere. He ran away, but he's somewhere. Catch him. You say that like it's super easy. There was a mouse in the house one day. Same thing. Baby, what? Come here. What? Come here. What is it? Tell me what it is. Tell me what you want. Come here. Come here. Put on my house shoes. What? I saw a mouse in the living room. Catch it. Where's the mouse now? I don't know. But catch it. I can't go to sleep with no mouse in the house. Now I have to summon all of my mental resources to think like a mouse. If I were a mouse, where would I go? But it's a lizard. Catch that lizard. And then, my dumb ass go over there like I'm just going to go catch a lizard. That lizard be looking at me. They be looking at you like, I'm like, he see me. You know what I'm saying? And I be trying to walk slow towards him. I'm going to get him. I'm walking slow. And I'm walking slow and he looking at me like, because they not stupid. He like, nigga, I can see you moving. You know what I'm saying? Like, you not tricking me. I don't think you standing still. I can see you moving. He's plotting his exit. But I usually catch him. I've developed some different ways. And every once in a while, you know what I'm saying? It might run under the couch or something like that. And, then by the time I get, move the couch over, then boom, he gone. He in the other room somewhere. I don't know where he went. Sometimes I can't catch him. But every once in a blue moon, the lizards get in. And it is my job to catch them. All of that from the whole, I don't know how the stink bugs get in. But I get them, they get in my house too. But again, my guess is, this is what they tell me. There's somewhere around your house, there's a little there's a little hole somewhere, and they can follow the heat. So, like, if you look at your house with like an infrared thermometer thing, and you'll be able to see that little space of red or orange or whatever it is, they can see that, and then they go in there. But you can't see it with your naked eye. LaDonna said, y'all must live near some woods. Yeah, they're right behind the house. The woods is right behind the house. Lizards be all over the place here. I'm actually really surprised that we don't get a whole lot of lizards that get into the house. Because when you walk up, they be everywhere. Like the whole neighborhood. Just those little lizards be everywhere. Key.
What's going on, Emanuel? How are you?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you?
Okay, not too much on Miss Livingston. You gonna chill out on that. You better get them bugs. Next thing you know, she gonna look up and say, "Hey, come here." It's a homeless man in the corner, wrapped up in a blanket.
But here, let me.
I
will say
from
this.
the woods.
Mrs. Livingston is really sensitive about life. So if there's a bug, a spider, anything in the house, she don't want me to kill it. She want me to catch it and put it outside. That's what she want me to do with the lizard. Catch it and then put it outside. And then she want to know where you gonna put it. Like, wow, what difference do that make? I'm gonna throw this nigga out the window. You know what I'm saying? He'll catch himself. He be fine. But no, you can't throw him out the window. He might fall and die. I'm like, oh my goodness. And then I gotta walk outside and walk over to the edge of the woods and then let it go. Like it ain't running right back to the house. It know how it got in, but
Thank you.
Yeah, she be really sensitive about that. And that mouse, I couldn't kill it. So I was like, I'll just set some traps. It'll be all right. What kind of traps? Just regular traps. I had to go out and buy those the ones that don't kill them, the ones that just trap them. Because she don't want them to die. And then she want me...
But when she ain't around, you do the
now
opposite,
where you going to take it? Like, what do you mean where I'm going to take it? Because the mouse, I couldn't just let out at the edge of the woods. I had to take it somewhere.
Jeannie.
Believe it or not, she made me take that damn mouse to Mount Airy Forest and let it go. I had to drive all the way to Mount Airy Forest to let the mouse go.
Did you do it or you just told her you did it?
Well, I did it because I don't lie. But
yeah,
I wasn't happy about driving all the way to Mount Airy Forest to let a mouse out. So.
And Shahir, I thought you said Linky too. I'm like, am I tripping? Did he say Linky?
That's a guy that I know.
Is that code word for do the voice? How Linky sound?
That is just a guy that I know.
Okay, well, how he sound then?
I don't know. I can't.
Do the voice. Do a voice. Just guesstimate how he sound.
I don't have a voice for him.
You ain't got a voice for Linky?
I can't tell you how he sound.
And somebody you know, you got a voice for everybody else. And Emanuel, earlier in the show, you was like you said, you don't curse. That's a lie. You was like top tier with the cursing game.
Again, this is the caveat to that. I only use profanity when it is absolutely necessary.
Okay, was you channeling Ron Dula when you was doing that? Or was it your millionth degree COVID?
No, I've never channeled Ron Dula.
Okay, so it had to be the millionth degree COVID.
It was absolutely necessary.
Okay, I thought you was going to throw the mic, then tell everybody kiss your tail, and then end the show.
I don't even remember cussing. I know that I did, but I don't remember it because when I do it, I black out.
My goodness, I black out?
Yeah, it vexes me so much, and I think there's something that goes on in my brain that, protects me from the trauma of having to use profanity, because then I can barely even remember using it. So I couldn't even tell you what I said, but I know that it happened. I just don't know what was said. I have something that blocks and protects me from that trauma.
Sure. Okay, so do you want all your afternoon experiment people with their pink hoodies to come join you on the square tomorrow?
If y'all want to come down there and
Be your camera people.
yeah, and be caring people, and we can record and just record all of the people breaking all of the laws that they're gonna be breaking, and see that nothing happens to them.
You ain't messy, man. I'm just calling to say hey and mess with you real quick. You enjoy the rest of your day, okay?
Key, you do the same. I always
Okay,
appreciate
you gonna
you.
end the show cussing tantrum too?
No.
Okay, so
Unless
say.
it's absolutely necessary.
Alrighty, man. You be good. Enjoy the rest of your day.
All right.
All right, everybody in the chat.
All right. That was Key. Key called 2 days in a row. I feel special. But just put a bow on it. I don't know how the stink bugs get in. That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. I don't know. But again, I've become proficient at catching those lizards. I have. What else? Anything else y'all got going on? Yeah. Yes, wear your pink walking club shirt under the hoodie just in case you need to act a fool. Even though I'm still not 100% convinced that the walking club shirts is pink. When I saw Lincoln with that walking club shirt on, it was orange. It was as orange as any orange I've ever seen. Let me go to the phone. Caller.
Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing great today, man. I just want to call in. I want to tap in about voting, man. If we can talk about voting for a little bit.
Okay,
I've been
what's your
voting
name?
for a long time.
Hold on a second. What's your name?
I'm Phil. My name is Phil.
All right, Phil. Good to meet you, Phil.
I think we went to school together at some point in time. You graduated from Aiken, right?
I did.
I came out of '88, so we crossed paths somehow.
Okay,
some way,
I came
but
out
not here
in
or there.
'88 too.
Okay, then. Good year.
Yes.
But my thought is, what's the power of voting? Sometimes we need to show the power of voting by not voting.
Explain that to me.
For a long time, we've been hearing like our ancestors, they died for voting and all this. This is my thought. I don't think nobody woke up in the morning and said like, I'm going to die today for voting. They went to vote and they end up getting killed. You follow me?
But I follow you, but I don't think that's absolutely true.
Okay, elaborate on it.
Okay. I think what happened a lot of times is people wanted to vote. And, they would go to register to vote and they would put up all kind of roadblocks. Of course, I'm not talking about physical roadblocks, but, different things that stop people from voting. And so then people would protest for people's right to vote, knowing that during this protest, I could get hurt and or killed. So no, they didn't wake up and say, I want to get killed. But they knew that they were putting themselves in danger when they went to protest for people's right to vote.
Right. My thing is this vote nowadays, I'm tired of voting for the lesser evil. That's where I'm at in my life right now. I just feel like I'm voting for the person who I hate the most. At some point in time, I think we need to bring up some young men or women, whoever going to represent us, and let us get out and vote for them. Until then, I mean, at a point, unless it's a levy or something going on in my district, I don't even want to vote.
Now, again, I understand what you're saying. I don't necessarily agree with that for me. And I don't believe that there's going to be any, do you know anybody that you agree with 100% of the time?
No.
Right.
No.
But that.
No. Let me talk about that too.
Okay, go ahead.
No, I don't. Because the thing is with Congress, like Al-Tab, I kind of like the guy, but he a politician. he want to go further than to be in the mirror. So it's like the whole thing with the brawl downtown. He couldn't put his feet down and do what he. I feel like he couldn't put his feet down and do what he really wanted to do because he would have ruffled some feathers. You know what I mean? The politicians, they in bed with certain people and they don't want to ruffle them feathers. And I understand that. I ain't saying it's right or wrong, but I kind of understand that.
Okay. Well, but again, here my position is the reason I asked you if there's anybody that you agree with 100% of the time is to bring up the fact that there are representatives who might align with a number of issues that you align with. And the issue that's important to you, somebody might be against, but your person is for. There's another issue that's somewhat important to you. Your person might be for, and another person is against. But there's an issue that's not even that important. Now, your person don't agree with you on that very less important issue. Would you say, well, because you don't agree with me on all the issues, I can't vote for you?
No. The thing is, as I get older, I kind of follow politicians a little bit closer. I get a little bit wiser. But I don't. My thing is, what was they doing 5 or 6 years ago? That's let you know what they're trying to do for us, what they were doing several years ago. Because sometimes, like now, in this 6 months to 3 months to election, yeah, they're going to go to the churches. They're going to do all that other stuff. I don't feed into that. I don't.
Well, let me ask, how involved are you in the governance process? When I ask that, what I'm asking is, do you reach out to city council members, the mayor, your representatives, state representatives, representatives at the national level, county commissioners? Do you reach out to the people who represent you to let them know how you feel about issues so they can take your feelings into consideration?
And just being honest, no, I don't, because this is my thought. I don't think they don't care. As long as they get our vote and they moving on forward, it's all about them and their family and what they trying to do. Like Aftab, he got more political things going on than just the mayor. What's his next step? You know what I mean? He don't want to ruffle the feathers of the people who going to invest in him.
I don't understand what you just said. Can you say that again?
Okay, I'm saying, just giving an example, like Aftab.
All right.
He got we all feel like he should have been more vocal on the situation with the brawl, the fight downtown with the people, with the white people getting arrested.
Okay.
And my point of view, I feel like he didn't take that position because he's trying to go further in politicians.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I somewhat agree with you. Now, I think some of that is our fault because I don't think enough people said to him strongly enough, this is the position that we feel like you should take. And if you represent us, take this position. But if you don't take this position, you can't represent us because we're too scared to say that to him. Because if we say that to him, then that means we got to vote for the other guy. So I think some of that is our fault. But I mean, I don't know, though, that that's necessarily like, are you like, first, I don't think there's anything wrong with a politician wanting to advance politically.
Right. Correct.
And I don't know, I do think that they take calculated risks. And you kind of have to know that. But if you don't vote, you don't really have a say anyway. So I don't understand the benefit of not having your voice heard. Like, if we all decided, black people just decided, we're not voting no more. What's to make AFTAB or any of them say, I care about their interests? We ain't got nothing for them. We don't vote.
I agree with you. Let me just make a point right here.
Okay.
Sometimes you got to make a point. What's the power to vote if we don't vote? Let's see where our power goes. If we don't vote, it ain't been going our way no way. It haven't been going our way anyway. Well, if we don't vote, what's gonna happen? It can't get. I ain't gonna say it can't get worse, but what else they gonna do to us?
It could get worse.
Man, hey, I think that's an excuse. Hey, E-Man, I think that's an excuse, man.
How so?
Because we gotta quit voting for the lesser evil, man. We can sometimes, some way we gotta bring up somebody in our own culture, our own community that we got confidence in who's gonna stand for us. They're gonna stand for us.
But how do we?
I'm only gonna go so far because
Phil,
I'm trying to go to the next level in political. You know what I mean?
But Phil, how do we get somebody that's gonna stand for us if we don't vote?
We got to bring them up out of our community, man.
But if we don't vote, we can't vote for them.
But we always looking for somebody else to rescue us. Sometimes we got to look at within ourselves.
Right, but all right, let's play this out. We look within ourselves and we find the perfect candidate who on everything that you want, he agree with you 100%, but you don't vote.
Right.
How is he gonna get elected?
And I'm standing on that, and I believe in that. But we got to bring them up so we can vote for them. We just throwing our votes out there like they. I mean, pretty much. I think my vote don't even count. 'Cause look, vote coming up. Who we gonna vote for?
I don't.
And me personally,
Uh-huh.
it ain't about being a Republican or Democrat. I want to be the best who's gonna benefit me and my family. I don't care about all the other stuff.
Okay.
That's not here, not there.
So
I want to vote for somebody who put us in the best position.
Right. So what you do is you look at the people who are out there and you say, among these people, which one of these candidates is going to put us in the best position? And that's who you vote for.
Nobody. Hey, man, who? Nobody, man. And I'm not trying to make it a funny situation. Who? Leave me on. Send me something. Let me know who.
Again,
I did a little homework on some certain people here and there, but who's going to put us in the best position, man? We keep giving our votes away to someone we like a little bit less than the other person. We got to stop doing that at some point in time.
Well, okay, let me ask you this. And I'm oversimplifying this, and I'm taking it to the extreme just to illustrate the point, okay? You have one candidate for president who says, I'm putting y'all ends back in slavery. And you have another candidate for president who says, I want to expand the Voting Rights Act and I want to, kind of get back to equity, DEI, where, we have equity in hiring and all that kind of stuff. But now there's some other stuff that he got that you don't like.
Right.
So he's not a perfect candidate. So do you say, well, since ain't neither one of y'all going to give me exactly what I want, I ain't going to vote for neither one of y'all and stand a chance of the slavery dude getting elected?
Hey, and I feel you on that because one of the last time I voted was with Hillary and Donald Trump. And the only reason I voted for Hillary because I didn't want Donald Trump in there.
Okay.
Hey, I know his history. He done been in the situation with young girls and all this, that, and the other. I kind of did my homework on that. Why would I want somebody to be the president and lead this country on that? But I'm not even lying. When I left from voting, man, I shed a tears because I felt like I did the United States wrong. Because it's like that's an evil, man. It's like if you ask me to cut off my right leg or left leg, what you gonna say? Oh, I need my right leg more.
Again, I understand it, but it's not the same, so to speak. I understand your position. Like you want the perfect candidate, and that's who you want to vote for. But in the hunt,
perfect candidate, and I get that. Ain't no perfect candidate.
Right. So in the hunt for the perfect candidate, that's why they say the lesser of two evils. Because again, I think we agree you're not gonna get everything you want. And both candidates or all candidates are going to have something bad about them. But you still don't say that I don't want one. You know what I'm saying? There's some bad things about your car. Some things about your car that you would change. But you don't say, since I can't get a car that ain't going to ever have no issues, I'm going to just walk everywhere. You pick one.
Correct.
You pick the best one that fits your situation.
Correct. Correct.
Same with voting.
I don't know. I think voting is
Phil,
powerful.
hold on. Let me say this, Phil, and I'm gonna let you finish. Somebody's
Go ahead.
gonna end up in office, right?
Right.
Shouldn't you have? I'm gonna use the term some equity, even though somebody might say that's not the right term. Shouldn't you at least be able to try to have some equity with that person so that you can say to them, hey, look, I voted for you. Here is what I want to see happen. If you do that, I will vote for you again. But if you don't vote for anybody, you can't go to anybody and use your vote as a bargaining chip to get the things done that you want to see done.
Right. And I'm in total agreement, but let me ask you this.
All right.
How many politicians you don't want to ask them that?
Me personally?
Yes.
A lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
And you know what? I respect that because I've been following you for a while. I done listened to you when you was on the buzz, and they were scared to come on your show. And I still love that. I love that because you're going to answer the one question they don't want to answer.
Yes.
I love that. You know what I mean? But I don't know. It is. I'm a 56-year-old man. This is a time in life like, wow, we still going through the same things as in the 60s.
Well, things are a little different than the 60s, but I understand we've not progressed maybe as much as we would. I mean, we don't have total equality and all of that kind of stuff.
No.
But
Right.
I think we still have our vote, which is a degree of power and leverage to use, to bargain with, to get the things that we want to see done. And if we throw that away, then we'd probably be in a much worse position.
All right. I kind of feel you on that, man. I got to take that into consideration, man. I like to listen. I like to listen to podcasts that listen to different views, different mindsets. You know what I mean? Just going forward, whatever. But I like that.
Hey, I appreciate you being willing to listen to another position and say, I'll think about that. That's
right.
important.
You got to be open-minded about it. At the end of the day, you got to be open-minded about it.
Yes.
Great. Okay, man. I appreciate you, E, man. Take care.
Phil, I appreciate you as well.
All right.
All right. Hey, you can't beat that. That's one of the best answers that you could hear from somebody. Okay, I'll think about that. You gave me something to think about. I'll consider that. You can't ask for much more than that. You can't ask for much more than that. He kind of had me with the left leg, right leg part. But if I had to choose one, I think I'd choose my right leg. I don't know. I feel like my right leg is stronger. I don't know. I don't know. Why would I have to make that choice? I don't know. But if I had to make a choice, I'm keeping the right leg. Plus, that's the leg I drive with. I've got to be able to drive, right? Just driving with your left leg, that's for pushing in the clutch on 5-speed. But yeah, I would keep the right leg. I do more with my right leg. All right. Anything else? Anything else? I'm going to tell y'all right now, I don't know who I'm voting for, but I'm so sad to say, and I had to say it again, I can't vote for Jan Michelle Lemon Kearney. And I want to vote for Jan Michelle Lemon Kearney. I like Jan Michelle Lemon Kearney. I like her as a politician. I like her as a person. But I can't vote for her now, and it breaks my heart. Jerica says, you're ignoring me. What did you... How am I ignoring you? You know, I was just involved in a conversation where he almost got me. I don't even see no comments from you. What did you say? What did I miss? Uh Jerica. In my mind, your name started with a V, and I almost called you Vanessa. I was like, that woman name ain't no damn Vanessa. Cause I scrolled away from it, and 17th degree COVID. I've been having a hard time recalling things. So what did you say? What did you say? Yes, Daryl, because she's saying that JMLK stuff. I can't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Y'all can call me. Y'all can say it's petty. Y'all can say whatever y'all want to say. That's fine. I understand. I like Jan Michelle Lemon Kearney, but I can't vote for her because she's saying that nonsense. And it says that there's some degree of lack of judgment. And I don't love pandering. So I don't want to say she kind of pandering. Like, do you think when she goes on 700, if she goes on 700, she's calling herself JMLK? Do you think that? Like, talk to us like you talk to anybody else. She said Lincoln Ware calls her JMLK. Do you think she says that? You think she gonna say that in her TV commercials? Vote for me. Lincoln calls me JMLK. You think she gonna like? I don't like it. I don't like it. It's just me. I'm not telling nobody else not to vote for her. I like her. She should be on council. She should probably be the mayor. But she said it. And I said it earlier, if she says that, I can't vote for her. I'm for real. It says something to me. It speaks about, and I can't put my finger on it, but it's a sign of something. And I can't put my finger on it. Linda says, what did she say? I just told y'all she calling herself JMLK. I can't vote for that. I can vote for Jan Michelle Lemon Kearney every day. Maybe even twice. No, that would be illegal. I can vote for Jan Michelle Lemon Kearney every day. I can't vote for JMLK. I can't do it. Nat says, don't worry, she won't need your vote, which is why I'm so much more comfortable, expressing it. Hopefully she'll be the top vote getter. Will says, are you saying she gives back in the day Smitherman? No. Not saying that at all. She can't help that it's those her initials. If Scotty, I don't know his middle name. I'm going to say his middle name is Derek. If Scotty Johnson were out there talking about vote for me, SDJ, I'd be like, nope. Like you, Scotty. But nope. Can't vote for you. Why the hell are you calling yourself SDJ? I couldn't vote for PG Sittenfeld. Why the hell are you calling yourself PG? It's a little, I guess, quirky thing. It's just me. I'm not telling y'all not to vote for her. As a matter of fact, if I had to say vote for somebody, she would be the top person that I would say vote for. I can't vote for her. I wouldn't vote for SDJ. I wouldn't do it. I don't care how much Marvin Gaye he play in the background. If he was on there talking about vote for me, SDJ, I'd be like, nope, you can't get my vote. Wonder Woman say that's silly. You call it what you want to call it. You can call it what you want to call it. Lincoln Ware made up that nickname, so he hates it. No, it's not that. I if anybody else had made it up, I wouldn't like it either. Here's one of the reasons why I don't like it. I think it's some way to cheapen Martin Luther King. It's a kind of a way to kind of manipulate Martin Luther King and cheapen his name and all of that kind of stuff. I'm not saying that that's what I think she's trying to do, but that's how I feel about it. Leave Martin Luther King where Martin Luther King is. Call her.
Hey, what's up, man? This is Troy down here in Pensacola, Florida, man.
How you doing, Troy?
Man, I'm just slow motion now.
What's on your mind?
Excuse me. Hey, I just wanted to disagree with your last call about the voting.
Okay.
I feel like it's such a defeatist attitude about, vote for the worst candidate and all that stuff. I've been hearing that. That's ridiculous. Our ancestors died for that right. They fought for that right for us to vote because we are citizens and our voices need to be heard. You know what I mean? And hey, white people, they ecstatically vote. They love to vote. They get out. It's a national holiday for them. So, I didn't think it was till Obama was running for president where it felt like every black person seemed who had voted for him, outside of a few, of course. But I think that's where it just kind of went wrong. We were fighting for our rights to vote, and we got them, and then we just we took it for granted, and just said, "Oh, nothing's gonna happen." But hey, you got to get out and vote. And if the candidate don't do what they're supposed to do, vote them out. Let's get somebody else in there that's gonna do the right thing.
And I agree with you. And I think that the more consistently that we vote and in higher numbers, the more people won't be hesitant about taking positions that benefit us. Because, look, if y'all can literally put me in office, I don't need to pander to nobody else. I can pander to you. So I can do everything that's good for your community. And if we voted in those kind of numbers, and especially in local elections where we're the majority population, then we can really make a difference.
That's right, because that's where it counts. I mean, not to say that none of the elections don't matter, but where you live locally, where you live and work every day, you want to take that seriously, and you want to take the time to study up on these candidates, and of course, all of them are gonna say what you want to hear to get your vote, but again, if they get in office and they mess around and don't do this and don't do that and get in there and basically don't take the job serious, okay, I'll tell you what, next time we vote, you ain't getting our vote. That's what the power is in the vote. And when we all realize that, that speaks volumes. That speaks a whole lot.
I agree.
So I feel like we just need to get out, keep voting. This defeatist attitude is depressing. It really is, because it's like, I think he said, it's like the 60s. Well, not necessarily. Sometimes I feel like that around here in certain places. It could probably feel like civil rights movement, but that's besides the point. The point is, it's 2025. We all got the right to vote. Get out there, do your research, do your homework, vote for the people that's going to help your life improve. And, that's really it. That's just really the gist of it.
I agree with you.
Don't,
Yes,
yeah, don't take it for granted.
I agree. All right.
So yeah, man. I was sitting there. I'm like, man, let me just go ahead and call, man, and get involved with you and holler at you and let you know how it is. We deal with some of the same stuff down here in Pensacola. You know, our mayor is not. I mean, we ain't got shootings downtown or anything, but you know, the mayor, he started off good and he made some questionable mistakes. Now he might get voted out next year when it's time to vote for him. But the consequences of not voting, you know, look where we at now with Trump in office. Hey,
Yes.
look what he's doing. He's Jesus, this man bankrupted a casino. How can you do that? And golly, I mean, you bankrupted a casino, really? Come on, man, that's ridiculous.
They tell me that that's hard to do.
That's hard to do. Now, I'm not a smart man. I'm just a small-time bird lawyer. But if you bankrupt a casino, you got no business doing anything.
Let me
You
ask you.
need to
Let
start
me
out.
ask you a question. Somebody brought this up in the chat, and I've heard other people, in the Florida area, say that things are great down there in Florida. How you guys feel down in Florida on the ground about Mr. DeSantis?
The snake, yeah, DeSantis he's a complete idiot. Um, a lot of his press conferences are now where I am is in Northwest Florida, so it's real. It's the Bible Belt, you know, Redneck Riviera. We got all the nicknames. So a lot of his announcements when he does his press conferences are in these rich white areas. The counties next to me, Santa Rosa County, Walton County, that's old, rich white money. So that's where he goes and makes these announcements throughout the state. But the black folk here, we can't wait to get rid of him. We really can't wait to get rid of him because DeSantis, his wife, you know, that Jimmy Patronis that got elected, all these Republicans are trash. And here in Escambia County, the last vote we had, it was the first time this county turned blue in 30 years. So don't tell me voting don't make a difference because this county has been red forever. But 30 years, and now it turned blue, so it does make a difference. But, you know, we got our grassroots campaigns and people fight for our rights and everything. So, you know, we making progress. We making plenty of progress.
Okay. I'm just curious. I'd heard that, a lot of y'all really love Ron DeSantis down there, and that up here we hear a lot of propaganda about Ron DeSantis, but down there, everybody loves him. And so I
Nah,
wanted to hear another perspective.
nah, that ain't the case. Nah, just black folk in general and some white folk, I'll probably say, but mainly our people, we ain't rocking with DeSantis like that, because he's kind of a baby Trump in a sense. He thinks he's big and bad and, going around trying to throw his weight around and, it don't impress us. You doing too much and it's time for you to go. It's time for you to pack your bags and we'll send you on your way.
All right.
Let's bring somebody else in here. Because Florida it's a tourist state. It's a great state to live. I know people talk about weather and hurricanes and lizards and all that. That's just where we at. Lizards at my door all the time. So if they come in your door, you just adopt them, feed them, because you ain't going to get them out your house. So, hurricanes, knock on wood, we still in hurricane season, but we on the downside of it. So I think we'll be all right. But, once we get some good leadership, Florida's a great place. So,
All right.
that's just where we at from
All
my
right.
perspective.
All right. Anything else?
you know what? I keep calling in, and when stuff come up, I listen to some of these other callers. I'm like, man, what is they on? 'Cause wow, just all that cussing and fussing earlier. You know, your analogy made 100%. It just made sense. I mean, hey, if you know how to do something, why would you go to somebody else that don't know anything about it? That's not going to get you anywhere.
Right.
You know, and what's his name, Kevin something?
Kevin Farmer.
Yeah, that's why they're professionals. Let the professionals handle it, because you go in there, start talking to him, and start this gangster stuff and this. Hey, you just gonna push him further and further away. Let the professionals get a hold to him. Like you said, try some medicine for 6 months. See what happens.
See what happened.
And hey, see what happens. You know, if you go bald, hey, bald is beautiful. I'm bald. I'm beautiful. Hey, I felt slighted right there. You know what I mean? But, hey, in all seriousness, man, yeah, I hope the man gets some help. You know, so he can get back on track and do whatever it is he's gonna do on the outside. So
Yes.
So yeah. So I'll be checking in with y'all, man, and y'all be easy now.
All right. I appreciate your call.
All right, man, you got it.
All right. That's Troy. Oh, you can't beat that. Pensacola, Florida. Yeah, no, we're not making no pets out of these lizards, though, Troy. That's not happening. That is not happening. Oh, I was supposed to be out of here almost an hour ago. See how y'all be doing me? See how y'all be doing me? I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Hold on. There was a comment or two that I wanted to read before I get out of here. Hold on. Let me. Blade.
Hey, buddy. How's
How
it
you doing,
going?
sir?
Hey, man, good show. You made some points that I guess people don't understand. Yeah, that is because you're trying to, old girl using the symbolism, trying to ride the coat of somebody that she don't even know. At first, her co-worker was telling Lincoln, don't use it. And then you hear it in the commercial. Which one is it? Use it or don't use it?
She should not have used it. And again, I don't think her intentions are bad. I just think it's a bad thing. It just for me, it leaves a bad taste in my mouth, as they say. And so I can't vote for her because of it. But I love her. I think she should be elected. She should be the mayor. But stuff.
She shouldn't. She got good intentions, but that liberal thinking, that how she think, is really is dangerous.
How so?
They went around, I guess they went to California or whatever, went to this fake activist saying they need to bring in cats that, make a long story short, bring in cats that shot people to go out in the streets, pay them to go out in the streets and to convince other little potential shooters not to shoot people. That thinking is weird, man. I mean, that's almost like I rob only white people is cool, but I didn't rob black people, and I want to write a book and go talk to the youth about what I did. This kind of thinking, that, as I call it, that jailbird talk stuff, it does not work out in the streets. And then you got a politician that got a position, and then you said she want to run for mayor, and she thinks like that? No, she couldn't be my mayor.
Okay. We disagree.
What do you think about that?
But that's okay.
You said you think that's okay?
No, I said we disagree on that, but it's okay.
But wasn't you saying that yesterday?
Saying what?
Didn't you say yesterday? Wasn't you saying it's a bad thing when gangbangers want to tell people out in the streets it's okay to gangbang?
Yes.
Or ex-cons going to school and talking to kids?
Yes.
Didn't you say that was a bad idea?
I do believe that's a bad idea.
bank robbers said they only robbed white people. They didn't rob the neighborhood. They brought the money back to the neighborhood and gave it to the people. And now we some kind of hero. Didn't you say that was wrong yesterday?
Yes.
Or today is right?
No, I didn't say it's right. But again, just that doesn't make me, and the JMLK thing, that's my own hang up. But that doesn't make me, because I disagree with that doesn't make me say that she's not fit for office. Like, I'm not saying she's not fit for office because of the JMLK thing.
She's
I'm
fit.
I just
She's fit where she at. She's not fit for mayor.
I think she is.
Because that mindset, that thinking, they only pander. Have you noticed liberals only pander to black people? If I bring you some chicken wings and you can dance to Boots on the Ground and I can do that dance with you, I get your vote. Ain't we tired of that?
Some people fall for that still.
Well, I bet you won't go over to 700 with that nonsense, like you just said.
Well,
when we go to the white man, we talk like the white man, but when we come over to black people, we pander to them, make them giggle, crack jokes, and feed them chicken wings, and do the lazy dance.
I think I could see her, or any of these politicians, going to some white country audience with a cowboy hat on and some boots, and doing some, I don't know what they call their dances, some hold down dance or whatever. I could see that happening, and eating some, whatever it is that white people eat. Some
or like Scotty, going making press conference, wiping a tear like that Indian on that commercial. They pander to us. Ain't we tired of it?
They pander to everybody though. That's just the truth. They do.
I don't know. I don't know about that one. They only pander to black folks, bring them chicken wings and got a favorite beat and we can dance to it. I don't know. I don't see them really too much doing that to other cultures.
I bet when they go to white audiences, they eating guacamole. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, it's there.
You think so?
Yeah.
I may have to check that out, but I kind of agree with you. They do pander to us, and we fall for it every time.
Okay.
Another thing. I am so sick and tired of hearing black people saying our ancestors only died for us to vote. I think they died for us to try to be free. Not only just to vote. I'm tired of hearing that. Is that some kind of guilt trip to go vote?
Well, I think some people do use it that way, but I don't even think that it's arguable that some of the people, especially during the 60s and the civil rights struggle, died fighting for our right to vote. I think that's just a fact.
I thought they was dying for equal rights, not just the only vote.
There were people who were killed marching for the right to vote.
Okay. That wasn't the only reason why they was marching.
Well, in some of those marches, yeah, it was.
And that wasn't the only reason, you know what I'm saying?
No, in some of those marches, that was the purpose of the march.
I say it was one of the reasons, but Negroes in this generation today need to quit using it because they never march. They never got a rope around their neck. They barely bleed. And I'm just tired of hearing Negroes today on cell phones saying that stuff, trying to make other people feel guilty. These Negroes never broke a toenail and always using that symbolism.
Well,
but it's all good.
But I don't think that you have to have broken a toenail to acknowledge the sacrifices that people made before you so that you can be where you are.
It's just like what you said. Like old girls trying to use Martin Luther King's name. Some people just trying to use that symbolism, we died to vote, to make us feel guilty.
I agree with you. No, I agree. Some people do that. I agree.
Yeah, but it's all good, man. I mean, you finally coming along, man. You coming along, man. Oh. You're starting to see now. And let me ask you one more question.
Yes, sir.
Do you think radio had reached the status that it doesn't really benefit or is out of tune with what's going on today?
No.
You don't think so?
I do not.
I think so because as you left on a couple of weeks ago, a message on your Facebook. I said about time somebody said that people. You said I guess I don't know what it was. People to try to give advice in marriage and never been married need to stop it. I just think people that never done anything. I'm so tired of hearing cats that got father problems trying to give other people advice. Some people need to just go get help. Some people are just so damn hurt, and then you on letting the whole world see how hurt you are. It just don't make no sense. If I had a problem with my father, I would not be on the internet trying to give other people advice like I'm the shit.
Who got a problem with their father?
I'm not gonna say people know. And then people used to be on the radio and all these relationship shows are oversaturated. All these Negroes on there uh, trying to run over women and tell women about relationships. And a lot of these Negroes are not even married. It's just like Charleston White. He's a hypocrite. Hey, did you hear what he said? Because I remember what you were saying yesterday. Did you ever listen to him? Charleston White said this young generation right here, these youth, he said they need to be genocide. He said because there's no way we can help them. What do you think about that? You ever heard him say that?
I've never heard him say that. I've heard him say some things that I wholeheartedly disagree with. And no, I definitely don't agree that the whole generation needs to be.
Yeah, he said today's youth, there's nothing we can do. He said they need to be exterminated.
Yes, I definitely don't agree with that. That sounds like nonsense. But I didn't hear him say it. If he said that, yeah, he was talking nonsense.
Yeah. Okay, man. Good show, man. I'm just, some people, the things that they say now just make me sick at the stomach. But it's all good. I mean, I guess people are going to continue to listen to people to keep on saying the same shit every day. But it's just nonsense, and it's time to let these people go. Okay, man. Have a good one.
All right.
Yeah.
Who got a problem with their father? I don't know what he's talking about. I honestly, genuinely have no idea who he was talking about who got a problem with their father. But I hope they get it together. I hope they can recover that relationship. And like I said, hey, people did lose their lives. People put their lives on the line for our right to vote. Now, I'm not one of them people. Y'all know me. I'm not, well, some of y'all don't. I'm not one of those people who telling everybody, you got to vote. If you don't vote, you letting our ancestors down. No, they fought for our right to vote. And along with a right to vote comes your right to not vote. So if you choose not to vote, that's your right too. I don't think they was fighting to force people to vote. But I understand what people are saying is that when people say that, I think most people are saying it's an important right. It's our voice, and it was important to have our voices heard and to be a part of this so that we could see change. And, people who feel like you should participate in that process, yeah, because people died for you to have a right to do it. And so just out of, I'm going to say, respect to those people and their sacrifice, that it should happen. Hold on. Stephanie says, read my message, E. What message? Y'all be sending me messages. I'm still looking for Jerica's message. I don't know. Stephanie says, sir, you sound very judgmental about so many things. Was that a message to me? I sound judgmental about many things? Or you were saying that to somebody else? You were probably saying that to somebody else. They probably do sound judgmental. And they probably shouldn't be. And I'm still looking for Jerica's message that she said I missed. I'm looking. Sorry. I did see a lot of the comments saying that the mayor is asking for the chief's resignation. I don't know if that's true. Can't say it is, can't say it isn't. But okay. We'll see what happens. I don't understand it. They didn't seem to be at odds yesterday. They seem to be on the same page. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure. And then I did see where Twin said it was a fight on the square, and I think somehow he was equating that to somebody getting shot. But you might not. But I want to let you know, somebody getting into a fight and someone shooting two people, they're not the same thing. They're not the same thing. He may not have known that. So, I try to pass on a little information when I can. Twin says, that's lie, you shamed me, E-Man. I don't know what you're talking about. But from time to time, you should be ashamed of yourself. So I hope I shamed you for the right thing at the right time. Because sometimes it's necessary. I'm sorry, y'all. I am still... but those were our ancestors. They need to be acknowledged for what they did for us. They made the ultimate sacrifice. Would you do as much? I'm thinking she's talking to Blade at that time. And again, I think it's important for people to vote, certain people to vote. I'm one of those, few people who think it's certain people who just shouldn't vote. Some people just shouldn't vote. Some people just shouldn't vote. Ask me who? I'd rather not say at this moment. But some people shouldn't. They should have the right to. But you don't have to exercise all of your rights all of the time. Like if you don't know nothing about nothing and you got to wait for somebody to say something for you to believe that something because you don't know nothing, maybe don't vote because you don't know. You just parroting what you heard somebody else say. Twin says, voting ain't nothing but keeping up with the BS. That doesn't make sense. Or I guess maybe it does. Again, if you can't keep up with the BS, you know what I'm saying? Like, you trying to follow information. And, let's say information travels. And you can't keep up with it. This is going by you and you can't see nothing. So you got to ask somebody else, hey, what should I think about this? You might not be a person that should vote. So if you can't keep up with the BS, you might not be a person that should vote. And every once in a while, just because you keep picking at me, twin, I have to, look, bro, we told you before the election that this dude was going to come in and try to erode our rights, our constitutional rights, that he was going to try to make this country into some sort of a dictatorship and, consolidate power and do everything that we see him doing. We told you that. And it's crazy because The people that we told that to during the election, who said, no, he ain't, no, he ain't, no, he ain't. Now they too embarrassed, some of them, too embarrassed to say, you know what, I was wrong. So now they have to say, I like the fact that he's taking away our constitutional rights so we can be safe. It don't make sense. But they're too embarrassed to say, y'all was right about that guy. And he's doing exactly what y'all said he was going to do. And all of the stuff that he said he was going to do, that y'all told us he wasn't going to do, he not doing it. They can't say that. They can't say, we were wrong. We should have never voted for that dude. I should have listened to you. I should have listened to y'all. He's terrible. He's trying to systematically or, systemically and systematically dismantle the Constitution. He's taking away our rights. He's literally trying to strip us of certain constitutional rights. They gotta say, well, I like it. Yeah, send troops into the cities. I know it'd take away our constitutional rights. It's unconstitutional, but I like it. And I'm one of these people, what they say, when you find yourself in a hole, stop digging. It's better to say, you know what? You was right. I was wrong. He's eroding our constitutional rights. He's trampling on the Constitution. I'm switching sides because this is wrong. It's dangerous. And we got to do something about it. Than to, I like him sending the military in. Oh, I know it's against the Constitution, but it's wonderful because some people say they feel safe without the Constitution. And yeah, I know it's probably going to affect us all, much greater later on. But that white man, he know what he doing. True, I'm supporting everything he say. That don't make sense to me. Every once in a while, it's nice to say, I told you so. I know other people was telling you that ain't gonna happen. Oh, they just making that up. Oh, that's hypothetical. That ain't real. He gonna be the best business president. He gonna make all his money for us. And he gonna set us up so that we great. Oh, he ain't gonna violate no constitution. Project 2025 ain't real. That's just something that they made up to trick people. And all that, and people was saying all of that stuff. People were saying it. And it's nice to sit back and say, I told you. I told you. Oh, he said he gonna end the war in Ukraine in 24 hours. Oh yeah, he the best. Oh yeah, he gonna do it. He gonna do it. He wouldn't say he was gonna do it if he wasn't gonna do it. And it's nice to say, we told you he wasn't. We told you that was nonsense. We told you he was promising stuff. Anybody can say, I'm going to do this. Look, I'm going to put a man on the moon tomorrow. And they would have been sitting there like, yeah, he going to put a man on the moon tomorrow. Like, no, he not. Yes, he is. He said he is. He going to put a man on the moon tomorrow. Shut up, Goofy. If he said he going to put a man on the moon, goofy ass, he going to put a man on the moon. No, he not. He really not. Stop pump thinking with your goofy ass. He's not going to put a man on the moon, bro. It's not going to happen. Tomorrow, it's not going to happen 24 hours after his presidency. It's not going to happen. Your goofy ass don't know nothing. You've been on the porch your whole life, goofy ass. Okay. I told your goofy ass. I told your goofy ass. What you want me to say that I was wrong? You want me to say that I regret it? I'm not going to say I regret it. I don't regret nothing. I don't regret nothing. It's a foolish man that won't regret the regrettable things. It's a foolish man that don't regret regrettable decisions. You got to be a special kind of stubborn to look at a situation, acknowledge that it's bad, acknowledge that you were a part of what made it bad, and still say, well, I wouldn't change nothing. That's not wise. And I told your ass that was going to happen. I told you. Okay, I got it off my chest. Y'all, he been picking with me today. He been picking with me. I don't know why, but he been picking with me. I'm about to get out of here. I'm about to get out of here. I'm sorry, I was looking at a couple of Nate say, speaking of regrettable decisions, there's still a bunch of smithereens who still won't admit they were wrong. Hold on, what does VIC mean? I don't know what, you keep putting VIC. Are you accidentally typing VIC? What does VIC mean? What does VIC mean? And it's all power to the people. That's what the bottom of the shirt is. All power to the people. Not just all power. Janice want to know, why is ICE and other officers so violent? Something happens, Janice, when you are given or when you perceive that you have authority for a lot of people. It happens all over the place, not just in law enforcement, but you know, you had a boss who was a coworker, and then they got this daggone COVID. I can't even think of what the word is when you get elevated to another position in your job. They got it began with a P. You had a coworker. Y'all were at the same level. They got elevated in their job. What's the word I'm looking for? Promoted. And they got a promotion. Y'all, for real, I couldn't think of the word promotion. I could not think of the word promotion. I might have to go get checked out. I can't say we didn't all, but a lot of us had coworkers who get a promotion and they say something, it went to his head. Because they not the same. Now they have some perceived power. And it's not even, well, I got to be more responsible. No, it's, I'm over you now. So you do what I say do. And, you know, there's a certain something that happens with us as humans when we have a perceived authority over other people. And especially if it's trained into us to wield that power and, you know, to dominate people and all of that kind of stuff. If that's, you know, you give me perceived authority and then you train me to attempt to dominate people, you get a situation where people are kind of violent. When they, you know what I'm saying? If you're not doing exactly what they said do, and again, you can't tell me the police don't teach this and that, you know, what, sock somebody in the face. That is a police tactic. It don't sound like a police tactic, but that is a police tactic. I was watching, was it on the Friends of the Buzz or was it on D. Goss on his page? I'm assuming that's a him. On his page, where there was a woman and they was trying to arrest the woman or there was this cop trying to restrain her anyway, and she kind of pulled away. She wasn't violent or anything like that. And he just drew back and he started socking her in the face. It's a police tactic. They call it pain compliance, but there's a lot of different ways that they can do it. I think they prefer just a straight sock in the face. Something happens to us as humans when we are given authority over other humans. And I watch, police officers and military people, and of course, ICE. I watch them, and I often think I pick out one officer to watch. Like, I might watch the clip and be like, that's a shame he was brutalizing that lady. That's a shame he was brutalizing that kid or whatever. But then I go by and I watch it and I pick out one officer to watch. And you just watch. Sometimes it's, they get some sort of a pleasure out of it. You can see it in their eyes. And you're like, is this the kind of person you were before you became an officer or a military person? Or did they train this into you? And why would you participate in this? Like, it's clearly not necessary. You could say to them, hey, stop. But we all know what happens if they say, hey, stop. They might get their ass beat, because you stepping on my ability to dominate somebody. And so now I'm going to have to dominate you. Just all kind of crazy stuff happens. I don't know what happens, but there's a lot of studies that'll show. Y'all know I always go back to the Stanford experiment. There's a lot of studies that show that something happens to people when they're given, perceived authority. I like to think, man, if I became a police officer, I would be probably the worst police officer ever. Because I would talk to people. Like, you know what? Why are you pulling me over? I pulled you over for speed. Not, I'll tell you when you give me your license. No, I pulled you over because I clocked you were speeding. And so I just need to check and make sure all your stuff is valid, and I'm going to give you a warning. Like, simple stuff like that. Where you coming from? Where you going? Get out the car. Get on the ground. Get in. Hey, hold on. I was speeding. Just give me a ticket. If we be something would be going on, and I'll be there to protect. You know what I'm saying? But I couldn't be the officer that pull out the club and some lady standing there, just standing, and boom, hit her with the club. Grab her and body slam her and twist her hands behind her back and close the cuffs too tight and yank her up by the back and snatch out some braids and throw her against the car. And I couldn't be that guy. I would be the guy who would be getting my ass beat, because I'd be like, hold on, you ain't got to do all of that, bro. She was standing there. She wasn't advancing on us or anything. We might have to put your hands behind your back. You won't put your hands behind your back. We're going to have to force you to put your hands behind your back, but I'm not socking you in the face. It's 7 of us. We can muscle your hands behind your back, put the cuffs on, and walk you to the car. You resisting? Okay, we're going to drag you a little bit, but we're not going to be socking you in the face while we dragging you. We're not going to brutalize you. Why are you brutalizing her? That's not necessary. She's in cuffs. Why are you socking her in the face? She's resisting. She in cuffs. Yeah, I wouldn't be the best police officer. I know I wouldn't. Especially not by those standards. I'm not brutalizing nobody. I'm not just pulling people over. If you driving, you know what I'm saying, you excessively speeding or something like that, all right, I might pull you over. I might have to give you a ticket. just to let you know, like, you can't be, that's dangerous. Slow down, you know. But somebody going 4 miles over the speed limit, but man, they don't give you a ticket for that anyway. Yes, they do. I got a ticket up on, is that Gilbert? Up there at People's Corner? For going 4 miles over the speed limit. I remember that. I couldn't be that guy. Get out there, here's your quota, go make some money for us. No. I'll go enforce some laws. If I see people breaking laws, I'll go try to talk to them and get them to not break the law. Get them to understand what you're doing is against the law. You may not have thought that it was against the law to cross the street right here, but it is. So next time, you know, going up to the corner, or if you're not hurting nobody, ain't no cars coming. I'm not the, you just jaywalked. Let me get your ticket. Oh, you want to be smart? I lock your little ass up. You know, I'm not going to be that guy. That was the long answer to your question, Janice. I don't know why they have to be so rough and brutal. They train them that way. And so that's a part of it is training. And a part of it is human nature when given perceived authority. All right, y'all. I do got to get out of here. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I'm pretty sure I'll be back tomorrow. I don't think I have anything to do. I think on Friday, maybe is tomorrow Thursday? I might be a little late Thursday and Friday because I think I got to pick up that little baby. So I might be a little late on Thursday and Friday. That means probably 3:30, 3:45. But I'm not even sure because I might, if I get here in time, then, you know, I'll go on when I get here. So it'll be on time. So thank y'all for hanging out with me. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And as always, be the reason that somebody smiles today. Till next time, I'm out, y'all. Peace.